Okay, so last time, just a quick recap then. The initiative crew went to Viscopa's tower. They were trying to seek the architect for Ravenloft Castle. They bypassed a number of hazards, including electricity and falling debris, uneven floors. Upstairs, they found a lot of blueprints for constructs and how to build them and trap elementals to pilot them. They also found Viscopa, the talking skull. Apparently, he had angered Strahd or annoyed Strahd or done something to irk Strahd. So Strahd cut off his head, placed him inside a box as like a prison, and then apparently, according to Viscopa, his body's somewhere in the crypts of Ravenloft Castle. So he offered kind of a mutual arrangement. You help him find his body, he's going to help you find Arena in the castle. He's a little bit forgetful sometimes, as is the reason why he had a password protection on his tower with hints. And he's also very, very talkative, as everybody kind of noticed. And so they spent the night in Valaki just kind of prepping, and finally made it the next evening to Ravenloft Castle, where they stealthed in using Rocky's Pass Without a Trace. Mountan scouted out the area, saw this wandering, cloaked skeletal figure just kind of wandering the castle courtyards. But they managed to sneak past him, get in through the main gate, into this main foyer area, and then, well, there's an entrance vestibule that they bypassed, and now they're in like the main actual foyer area. Foyer. Sorry, I guess it's more fancy castle sounding. But we are here in the castle now officially. And so, does anybody want like a recap of what this spot looked like?
Me.
Yes, please.
And if the audio track is too loud at all, I can turn it down. I don't know what this is new volume settings for me. But I kind of want it like.
I like it a little bit more subdued. Yeah.
So
yeah,
like,
makes
like
it
this.
cool. Yeah, it makes it.
It's pretty good, and we can turn it up and down. Like I have a medium volume right now, and it's pretty low, but that's just perfect.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So okay, let me go ahead and sum up like the room for you guys then. So this is basically kind of like a octagonal shaped room. There's a bunch of cobwebs in between all these columns here. There are 4 columns in this room. They should be marked on your map there, but they're kind of the support for this room. There are torches in this room casting shadows across 8 stone gargoyles squatting motionlessly along the ceiling tops, kind of like Arkham Asylum.
Yes.
Kind of like that, just like kind of perched all around. Like if you were Batman, they'd make really good perches. There's also cracked and faded ceiling frescoes, kind of like messed up like Da Vinci paintings up on the top of the ceiling as well. They're mostly images of like nobles and like some angels, but they're angels involved in like debauchery. So not getting into like things angels should be. So many of them are kind of naked.
Do any of them have the distinct Marbrand mustache?
No, none of them have mustaches. They're all
okay.
Clean-shaven angels.
Good.
But...
Oh, I meant the nobles.
Oh, the nobles? No, they don't seem to be mustache. Well, some of them actually would have mustaches.
Maybe.
But they are intermingling with the angels in these paintings.
Oh my gosh, it's horrible.
There are, yeah, they're kind of explicit paintings. So, behind you was that area you came in, to that west there. To the east on your map, there should be double doors, very wide double doors, leading to another area. And then there are also, to the north, a staircase climbing upwards. And to the south, there is what looks like a kind of hallway and maybe more doors, and also there looks like there's a body on the floor right next to a statue, or like not a statue, a suit of armor down over here.
All right.
Can you ping the location of the body again?
Yeah, it's right over here.
Did you see that?
You might also be in the
I
wrong.
need to zoom out some.
Yeah, I think you're in the wrong room right now as well. Unless you want to be in that room.
You're in the sally port. It's down south. Okay, well, I'm going to have Duncan sneak up to this corner right here. And I'm going to have him do a little perception check in there to check and see what's going on.
Okay, are you just checking that area where the dead guy is?
Yeah, I'm looking in that room to see if there's anything sinister, anything lying in wait, because obviously I can see a dead body. I want to see if the culprit's there, kind of deal, you know?
Okay, go for it. Make a perception check.
Let me just get my character sheet out. I always forget.
So, also, I'm just going to reiterate, if you move your token somewhere, I'm going to assume that's where your character is for sure. For, like, anything like creatures that may be lying in wait or traps that may be set or anything. Okay, so 19 perception. You take a look down the corridor. This area is also lit by these kind of sputtering torches. There is definitely, it looks like a human male that is lying down. It looks like, from what you can see, it looks like his chest is kind of crushed in. And he's just lying at the foot of a suit of armor. And then right next to, like right up to the north of him, it looks like some kind of wall that is kind of pushed back a little bit, more so than the rest of like the actual wall lining. So like over here, seems to hang back a little bit more. And then to the west of him, there's more double doors.
Alright. I'm gonna have Duncan kind of kneel down, and I want to scan the floor for pressure plates.
Okay.
I'll
say another.
no.
I'll say another
Okay.
perception check. With nothing that you can really see as far as pressure plates.
There's something over here. We should probably investigate. There's a man. Wait, we're silenced, right? Wait, no, we can still talk.
No, you
We
guys
can
can talk.
talk.
I guess Ellen will cautiously approach and check out the body.
Okay.
Okay. So Telwyn moves forward to go and check out the body down here. What do you want to do in particular?
Well, given where we are, the first order of business as far as Telwyn is concerned is to make sure it is a body and not an undead.
Okay. So I'm going to say, in this case, make an investigation on the body.
If we're all up there, I'm gonna peek. It looks like there's a corner up here, and I kind of want to peek around it.
Okay.
Take your guy down there.
Yeah, so wherever you want to go, just make sure your marker is placed there, just so I know it's on here.
Yep, the
Okay.
bucket.
So, Telwyn, as you are investigating this body, you can see, now that the chest has been heavily caved in. It looks like some kind of heavy, blunt object smashed straight into his chest. He's not wearing armor of any kind. He's just wearing what looks like kind of civilian-style clothing. There's a look of... His face is kind of in like a contorted, painful face right now. But it looks like the body has been here. There's not decay yet set in, but from what you could tell, it's probably been here for a few weeks.
And there's not decay yet.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's been too much decay set in on the body itself. But overall, it's a human male, kind of like just regular civilian clothes. Doesn't look like he was like any kind of main, like, fighter of some kind. It just looks like something came around and smashed him in the chest when he was like least expecting it.
Okay, since there is a decay, like I said, that's kind of suspicious. The player's handbook, page 170 something or the other, under wisdom, it says you can make a wisdom check to tell if something is living or undead.
Okay.
Can I try that?
Yeah. So I'll just have you make a straight wisdom check. Is divine
idea.
Is divine sense limited?
It just goes out in a
Divine
60.
sense?
It goes out in a 60-foot radius.
But I think you can
Yeah,
do it like as
divine
many times.
sense would definitely work, but she can only do that 4 times a day, so I'm trying to
Okay, that's
ration
what
it.
I was wondering. If it was limited and how many times you can do it. With a 6,
Not going to use that just yet.
Yeah, with a 6, it's kind of hard to tell on here. I mean, you've fought quite a bit of undead, both in your previous life and being here in Strahd's realm. It seems like if it was undead, it might be a little bit more decayed. It's also kind of weird that like he's not as decayed as he probably should be.
Yeah, that's very weird.
And then Rocky, as you are over here, you can just see like behind the suit of armor here, it's just kind of like this little crevice for where the suit of armor can be placed a little bit better. But not much else back here. The armor itself is very nice. It's about 6 foot tall. It's not as shiny as like a new set of armor. He seems to be holding a shield and some kind of maul in his hand, like kind of just over his chest. And the shield itself bears the sigil of Strahd's sigil.
Okay.
Might to hit this guy in the chest. Like if there's a trap or something. What would that be, investigation?
Yeah, what do you want to investigate in particular?
Nothing in particular, just kind of looking around trying to spot anything.
Okay, I'll have you make an investigation check. With a 16, all you can see is a lot of cobwebs in the area, the same sputtering torches. There's about 2, one on either side of the double doors over here. There's just this wall right over here that seems to be blocking some kind of passageway, and then there's no pressure plates that you could see or anything. Overhead, the ceiling here, there's no more paintings on the ceilings over here too. It's just kind of cracked stone.
Duncan will call down the hallway. Psst, psst. What do you see? Is it safe?
We're in a vampire's castle. Of course it's not safe. Which direction do we want to go next?
I suppose we should consult our guide. Unfortunately, I think Osmond has Viscopa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in the meanwhile, I'll just play Osmond until Chandler gets in.
I can hold on to.
Or do
this.
you wanna just play him for now, Tyler?
Well, I mean, I can just hold on to the skull.
Okay. But if you want, you could play him too. I could give you access to his character sheet for now, or I could just play him.
You can just play him.
Okay. Alright. So yeah, he'll hand the skull over to you, Mountan.
Which way do we go, my friend?
Well, according to the vision book that the Birdman showed me,
And he's just kind of motioning his little crystal eye over to Rocky.
we need to be going to one of the bed chambers. Those are upstairs. So, firstly, to go upstairs, we need to go downstairs. So, the best way would be through the main foyer to the east.
Those doors over there?
East. Alright.
Yeah, he's you can see his like eye kind of like pivoting to go over here.
Right there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Okay, so Telwyn walks over to the doorway. Is everybody else moving along with her?
Yeah, I'll have Duncan kind of hanging back on this pillar. Be sure to check for traps before you open these things. I wouldn't put it past the creator of this labyrinth to have installed many devious things. You're saying that very, very matter-of-factly in view of Biscopa.
Well, whenever I designed these, I didn't put any traps on the doors, but once again, the master is very devious. He kind of likes death traps. I know there are some modifications to the castle he's put in of his own.
All right, Telvin, open the door.
Check
Do it quietly.
See if the doors are trapped.
Okay, so is Telwyn going to investigate them, or is somebody else?
I guess. I mean, she's not really trained for this, but Duncan said to check, so she'll do her best.
Okay, so this will be once more another investigation check. I feel like the whole time it's just going to be investigation checks all session. With a 14, you look around the sides of the doors, trying to see if there's wires or anything like that. You look through the keyhole, trying to find any kind of things that would set anything off, any kind of pressure plates that would push. From what you can see, nothing stands out on this door. It's just a big set of wooden doors with like steel plating, or not steel plating, but like, you know, like those steel lines that just go down the doorways, like old castle style.
Yep. Metal bands.
Yeah, that's it.
Rocky, you gotta move up. You gotta make sure you're with us, eh? Because if we start combat, you'll be down there.
Okay, I just don't want to move. Saying something.
Okay. Yeah, so just wherever your portrait is, that's just where I'm going to assume that's where you are whenever anything happens.
I guess since she didn't see anything, Tillen will open the door.
So let me make sure I know what everybody's stealth roll is once more. So Telwyn was a 15. What was everybody else? Hold on, I rolled so much stuff. Gosh. Osmond was... Oh, no. Rocky is at 32 stealth right now. Telwyn is at 15.
God damn.
Yeah, Telwyn's at 15. Mautan is at 20. Osmond's at 26. And Duncan's at 23.
What was mine?
Yours is 32.
32?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have Pass Without a Trace, which adds plus 10, and you rolled a 22.
Gee.
We know you're there and we can't see you.
Yeah, you cannot hear him at all. He's just ever so silent. Everybody's pretty silent right now. Telwyn makes a little bit of a clinking sound as she walks along, but as far as stealth goes, this is actually pretty good for heavy armor.
Hello.
Okay,
Hey.
so,
Found him.
Chandler, let me explain dungeon crawl rules on Roll20. So, I'm just making sure to reiterate for everybody that wherever your token is, I'm going to assume that's where your character is if anything goes down. So just making sure to, like, call out, like, where you're going if you decide to move yourself somewhere.
Okay.
So just, yeah, be very careful where you position yourself. Because since it's a dungeon crawl, it's just going to be a little bit more strict on where your tokens actually are in this case.
Okay.
But
That's
so
fine.
far, all you've missed is they explored some of this corridor down to the south and found a body with its chest caved in,
Mm-hmm.
just right below a suit of armor. They decided not to do anything else with that. They couldn't tell too much else about it other than like something probably surprised it and killed him. It was a human male. Other than that, they're about to open these doors to the east in the foyer. And Viscopa told them that they need to go to the bed chambers, which are upstairs, but he said in order to go upstairs, you have to go downstairs.
And I had just said Tillen will open the door since she doesn't see any traps.
Quietly and carefully.
Okay. I will then open. Okay, so as you open the door and step inside, what's your dark vision range, Telwyn?
60 feet.
Okay.
I don't think I have any. I'm a
Okay.
bird.
So, Telwyn, let me describe what you see as you enter into this hallway then. Alright, so this is a completely unlit hallway. no light sources in here. There was plenty of light sources in the main foyer, but it seems like this room there's no torches set in at all. Hold on, I just moved my notes like so far off where I need to be. Okay. Da, da, da. So it's kind of like a grand hallway, a really long hallway. It's about 70 feet long altogether. There are webs hanging from the ceiling. There are life-size statues of knights. So these ones aren't actually suits of armor. These are actually full-on statues carved of stone, lining the hallway. And as you go through with your dark vision, you could see that the statues their eyes are actually moving and locking on with you, Telwyn. And as you move, their eyes just kind of move in line with you. You can see all of them have like open stone mouth, kind of a look of disdain. Some of them have looks of disdain, some of them have looks of horror on their faces as they are all lining this hallway. There's about 7 on either side of the hallway, so 7 on like the north side, 7 on the south side as well. And with 60-foot dark vision, you could see this kind of big hulking kind of thing at the very far end of the hallway. It looks, from what you can make out, clad in metal armor of some kind. And you can see it kind of shifting around.
If possible.
Yes.
Sorry, if possible, I'd like to stay kind of close to her and cast Devil's Sight. It says that I don't. Oh, I don't have to cast it at all. I just can.
Yeah,
so I
you
can
just
see in
have to- you
darkness,
have
both
to-
magical and non-magical.
Yeah, Devil's Sight
Yeah.
for Warlock with that invocation, it's just always on.
It's just
no matter
always
what.
permanent. Yeah. For you.
So you can always
Well, I'm
see
gonna
120 feet in the dark, even through magical darkness.
Look back over her shoulder and tell Duncan, you will need a light source of some kind.
Yes, it's becoming quite evident with every second we spend in here.
As you
I'm
call
gonna-
back, you can hear this clanking, groaning sound, and you can see that the whatever the metal-clad thing is, it's turning around in position, and you see it start to clank back this way to the west. I'm sorry.
Duncan just jumps at the sound and grabs on Telwyn's arm. What was that? What was it?
I can see this because I'm standing next to Telwyn, right?
Yes, you can see this too.
I'm gonna push her and myself
can,
back
actually, with
from where
Devil's
we
Sight.
came. Back through the doorway.
Okay.
And kind of point out there, and then point to my eyes and point out there again. And then I'll mimic the clanking sound very quietly.
What is it? Some kind of fell monster?
I will nod.
Duncan will look to Viscopa. Is there any other way? Do you know what this thing is, perhaps?
Let me see.
I'm gonna pick the skull up and show it.
Okay.
Down that.
You can hear
Down
this.
around
You
the
can just hear
corner.
this loud clanking, and kind of like you can hear.
Whoa, you threw him?
No, I'm holding him still. I'm just poking him through the doorway.
Oh, okay.
As you
Awesome.
hear this clanking, you can see the figure coming closer and closer. You can hear now, as it comes closer, you can actually hear a familiar whirring of gears. And from Viscopa, you hear, "Oh, that son of a bitch! He stole my work."
Your work? You mean those constructs?
You can hear the clanking getting a little bit louder now as it's heading closer and closer. Yes,
Everyone get back. Bar the door, quickly.
That's not one of mine, though. Normally I use elementals. This is a little bit different.
Come back through. Alright, shut the door. Shut the door. Shut the
Okay,
door.
Telwyn's back through.
Shut the door.
Is there a way to bar the door?
It doesn't look like there's any kind of latches or anything like that on the door. It's just not even a keyhole or anything. It's just... Oh wait, actually, there would be a keyhole, but there's no key that you guys currently have.
Alright, then Duncan will quickly fall back and get behind this pillar over here, prepare himself for whatever's coming by pulling at his crossbow.
Rocky's gonna get behind this pillar and prepare to shut that behind it as soon as it opens the door. It opens the door.
Okay. As far as you know, it hasn't seen you guys yet.
What is that thing, Viscopa?
It's it's a construct. Not one that I've ever built. I deal more with like air elementals or steam elementals. This is something a little bit different. Sometimes people put, well, they like to put undead inside. Wraiths. They also like to have a corporeal body, so they often offer themselves. This would be a wraith put inside of a construct.
Tobin is
Oh,
going
no.
to sheath her sword
I know
and
what you know.
We can
Osman
defend it.
leaves the dungeon.
We need Feyrex to defend it.
Telvin is going to sheath her sword and draw her warhammer. Might be better against a construct.
Rocky will draw his spear.
Grow louder
And now we wait.
and it gets pretty close to the door from what you can hear, and then you hear more whirring from the gears and a little bit more clanking as it seems to be heading back in the other direction again.
Rocky is going
Choice,
to
but to
point
go to
at
it.
everyone. Rocky points at everyone and then point to the ground and kind of sneak through the door if he can. And keep kind of shadow stepping behind it stealthily, with keeping an eye on the outside of the doorway to shadow step out if need be. I just want to get a lay of the land.
Okay, so you want to shadow step inside the room.
Yeah, I'm gonna like stay behind it, like at least like 20 to 30 feet behind it if I can, to get a lay of the room to see if there's a way that we can get past it.
From here, you can kind of make out a little bit better what it looks like, a little bit closer up. I actually have a picture of it right here. So you can see this kind of large construct type thing,
Oh,
like this
fuck.
smoke kind of billowing out of it a little bit, this dark black smoke billowing out. It has this long blade attached to one of its arms, and it's just kind of hulking, lumbering along. It doesn't seem to notice you with your 32 stealth, but it looks like it's patrolling the hallway.
Do I see any? Can I do a perception check to see if I see any alcoves or anything like that that people could hide in as this thing is patrolling?
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
How far can you see down the hallway?
He could see 100.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just
Natural
a straight
20?
shot, eh? It's just a
Natural-
straight shot?
Yeah, it's just a straight shot. Rocky, you see everything this hallway has to offer. You notice that there's like perfect little indentations that you could probably hide behind these statues. You do notice also that the statues maintain eye level with you at all times as you go down this hallway. They're just constantly looking at you anytime you move any inch of this hallway. But you notice people might be able to fit like right behind those statues.
Okay, I'm
Other
gonna
than that,
bamf
there's
back.
like nowhere else to go, like nowhere else to hide except behind those statues.
Okay, I'm gonna bamf back and kind of draw out everything that I've seen, and just relay the information as best as I can.
Okay, so he outlines like the statues for you, showing you like that it could be like really the best place to hide would be behind the statues as it goes by.
Duncan will look to everybody. Do you think it's worth a shot?
I don't think we have any other choice.
Well, we could go through it and past it, try and sneak past it. We could fight it, or we could take the long way. But there's going to be dangers no matter which way we go.
Definitely
I
should
think we
avoid
have to
fighting.
chance it. Irina needs to be rescued from this place.
Yes. Should take this way, but avoid fighting at all costs.
Agreed.
I agree. I'm quite fragile.
Yes, anything in here could break any one of us.
Especially me.
Especially you.
I'm counting counting on you for protection. I cannot defend myself.
Understood. Out of character, so we agreed to take our chances going through.
Yep.
Okay. So, everybody can go ahead and, if you want, you could pick a statue to hide behind. I'm going to have everybody roll another stealth check if they hide behind a statue. Still add +10 to whatever you roll.
I'll hide behind a statue.
Can't get perfectly behind it, but I'm hiding behind this one.
Okay. So, Osmond, they're actually in the next room to the
Alright.
east.
On?
Yeah.
Alright.
Telwyn will have a 12.
Okay. Also, remember, it's still with disadvantage, Telwyn, with armor. So
Yeah,
you have to-
so
you
roll
have to make-
another.
Yeah.
See if I get a nat one.
I can hardly see any of you. Someone stay close, please.
I have a 33.
I'm gonna hold Duncan's hand.
I'm here in the corner.
So that's a
22.
Alright, so that's a 12 for Telwyn. That's a 33 for Duncan. 33 for Mountan. 27 for Rocky. And 22 for Osmond. Okay, so everybody is currently behind a statue right now. I'm going to assume that everybody's token is the statue they've chosen to hide behind.
I choose, so I guess Telwyn just hid behind the first statue she could get to.
Okay, so you're kind of just like scooting up behind Duncan right here with the statue.
Where is Duncan?
He is right behind the same statue as you.
Yeah, right below you.
Okay.
Okay, so like we gotta move up bit by bit, I guess.
Yeah.
So you
I'm
see
gonna
the
move up as
And then
far
stop
as I
whenever he
can
comes
before
by.
it turns around.
Yeah, get as far as we can, then when he comes by, just stay behind the statue.
Okay. So he moves by. Rocky, with your 27 stealth, he goes right past you, doesn't seem to notice you at all. You notice there's just this dark feeling that comes off. You feel just kind of this intense dread come over you. You feel like you need to be as far away from this thing as entirely possible. Mountain, you also kind of feel the same sense of dread as it goes past you, just like this dark, wispy black comes off of it, kind of enveloping you in this cold, like you're just out in like the freezing, like you just put yourself in like the middle of a snowfield with no warmth whatsoever. You just feel like you need to be away from this thing. Osmond and Duncan, you kind of feel a little bit of that sense of dread, not as much as Rocky and Mountain are feeling it right now. It seems to kick into your instincts a little bit more.
It's because we're not animals, I whispered to Duncan.
Dude, you think? Oh my gosh.
Telwyn, as you are hiding behind this behind this statue, you hear this deep coming from the statue you're currently hiding behind, and the construct moves a little bit closer, and you go.
Duncan doesn't?
The construct moves a little bit. Everybody's statues have kind of like made a little slight noise, not too much. It seems to be making the most with you, as you realize now that your armor is kind of scraping against the wall. It's just kind of making this scraping sound as you like try and like position yourself behind it as best as possible. With a 12 stealth, it kind of just turns its head a little bit, the construct, and it starts moving a little bit closer to your statue. You could hear the thudding steps, and you could feel this cold washing over you. Just, it feels like you stepped in like the middle of an ice box, just the amount of cold washing over you right now.
Can I cast Minor Illusion on her seeing this? Let me see how big of a range it is. Yeah, can I cast Minor Illusion to try to make it look like she's just a wall?
Let's see. So create an image of an object, such as chair, muddy footprints, small chest. I would say you can't make a wall, but you could make something that's like blocking view of her, probably.
Make another suit of armor.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the statue like massive wings that block what's behind it. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfect. So, he has to make a wisdom check versus your spell save. What's your spell save?
Oh fuck.
He has to make an investigation check.
Right.
Hold on,
Okay.
my spell ability is
Oh, yes, investigation. I'm sorry.
oh gee.
So, your spell save is like either, what, 12 or 13?
It's 12.
Oh, okay. So, he just needs to beat a 12. As he looks at this statue, he seems kind of puzzled by the elongated wings on it being different from all the other statues. That is an 18.
Can I use a luck point?
Yes.
Let's use a luck point on that. I'm gonna waste it, it's fun.
You want to roll low here.
Oh, well, you can roll if you want to.
Well,
advantage
it's
roll.
your thing. So,
So just a d20.
yeah, and you could choose to use the new roll in place of his check or not.
Fuck!
Wait, it should be your roll though, because I'm assuming that his character card has boosts.
Oh, okay, yeah. I should.
I just rolled a straight d20.
So yeah, I will re-roll.
Or negatives, hopefully.
So now that's a 5.
Yes! Sorry, that was exciting. Oh
so
man.
he takes a look at the statue. You can see it kind of tilting the head, and then takes a step back once more, and continues patrolling back to the east again. Does anybody want to move up at this time?
Yeah, Duncan, having seen that close call, he's gonna step back and kind of assist. I want him to have him assist Telvin, kind of like just follow behind her and like guide her with his hand if she's gonna do that again.
Okay.
If that's possible.
I'm gonna have everybody roll a stealth check once more. I'm gonna say as you guide Telwyn, I'm gonna say Duncan, that's probably gonna give you we could switch it out, you having disadvantage and Telwyn getting advantage.
It's probably better.
I am fine with that.
Okay.
That's fine.
Oh no.
That's fine for me. I have high
I'm gonna
stealth.
can I use another luck point?
That's fine. That's fine.
Look at that.
Did you
I'll take the
say I rolled an
over the
advantage
critical
or
roll.
what?
So you have disadvantage currently, so the advantage will minus all the disadvantage, and you just get a straight roll.
Straight
Okay.
roll.
So we've got 28 from Duncan. Are you using the new roll, Rocky?
Yes, you are.
Would you like to use?
Yes, I'm using.
Would you like to use
Yes.
22 stealth or natural 1 stealth?
I was thinking about using that natural 1, but I think I'm gonna go with the 22.
Okay, that's probably smarter. I don't know. All right, 28 from Duncan, 22 from Rocky, 26 from Mountan, 24 from Telwyn, and then Osmond, I also need you to make a stealth check. Okay, 29 from Osmond. As everybody kind of makes their way further up the corridor, we'll just assume that he's made his way pacing upwards, and he's going back again this way to the west. So yeah, he's passing you guys. Doesn't seem to notice any of you guys. He's not really paying that much attention, it seems.
Move up with me, Telvin, quickly. Watch where you're bloody stepping.
Alright, so I'm gonna assume at this point everybody's kind of moved up all the way down the hallway. Alright, so yeah, there's another set of double doors here, pretty much identical to the ones that led into this room from the main foyer.
I would like to throw a perception check and see if I can hear anything through those doors.
Okay, make a perception check.
Oops, you should have been rolling out with regular.
That's 9.
Yeah.
So, with a 9, hard to hear through this door. It seems to be a pretty thick door altogether, and mostly you're just hearing kind of like the clanking from the construct and the whirring of gears as it moves about. but from what you can tell, it's hard to hear whatever's in this next room.
It seems clear. Everybody, quickly, through.
I'm gonna slide on through.
Okay, so I'll open the door for you.
Very slide through. Hide behind this knocked over pew.
Okay, so in this room you can see there's a lot of
See nothing.
the windows in this room. There are some windows in here of stained glass. So over on this east side right here, there's stained glass. Over on the north and the south side as well, walls, there are stained glass. This seems to be an enormous chapel of some kind. There are a few bats fluttering around in the balcony. About 50 feet up is where the roof is, where the balcony is at. There is also what looks like some kind of... the roof itself is 50 feet up. There also looks like there's a balcony up there as well to the west side of this room. Also about... I'm sorry. The ceiling itself is 90 feet. That is quite tall. Alright, ceiling itself is 90 feet. The balcony is 50 feet up. It looks like in the center of the balcony there are two dark shapes sitting in chairs up on the balcony from what you can see. Anybody with dark vision up to 50 feet can see that. Anybody without dark vision cannot see that currently. There's also a bunch of pews coated with dust lying around the floor in kind of a jumbled disarray. There's also an altar of some kind upon a stone platform. The sides of the altar are carved with reliefs of angelic figures entwined with grapevines. And there seems to be a cloaked figure draped over the altar, a black mace lying on his floor near his feet.
A cloaked figure, what?
Oh no.
There's like a cloaked figure just slumped over on the altar right over here. There's a black mace lying at his feet right there. There's various other things on top of the altar, but it's hard to make out what they are from right here.
I can't see that at all, so I have no idea about the cloaked
Do
figure.
halflings not have...
Dark
No,
vision? No, I'm
No,
just a little guy. Why would
I
I
can't
have
see it
dark
either.
vision?
I'm a bird. I can't see nothing.
Quick question.
Okay.
Didn't our Taroka reading say something about a chapel?
I believe it did, so I'm very excited.
So, let me pull up the Taroka.
This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancients will help you better understand your enemy. You will find what you seek in the castle, amid the ruins of a place of supplication. I mean, this seems like a ruined place of supplication to me.
Yes, it does. Perhaps we should search this room.
Now, you guys who can see stuff, are those figures up there? And like, I'm just suggesting this out of character. You should look to see if they're moving, like, or if it's just statues or something.
Yeah, I'm on edge, so I'm gonna check that actually to see like what the nature of the slumped figures and that are.
Okay, make a perception check.
Let me just make a quick perception check. I got a
Nat
natural
20.
20 on that perception check.
Alright, Nat 20, your bird eyes just hone in. Your new senses kick in with this magical dark vision that you have now. You just like kind of zoom in telescopic style, and you can see that these look like decayed bodies slumped against these chairs. They're just kind of sitting, not moving, motionless, kind of just like rotting flesh kind of peeling from their faces. They look to be in like garb of noblemen of some kind.
I'm gonna look to Duncan, because Duncan is best friend. I'm gonna cock my head to the side and close my eyes like I'm dead and just hang my tongue out the side. And kind of nudge over towards the altar, whether or not he can see it.
I can't see a bloody thing in here, but it seems safe. Telwyn, perhaps the light spell might come in handy now.
Can I bamf over there and just check it out?
Up to the balcony or to the altar?
To the
Dunk.
altar.
Okay, yeah. So you pop over. This whole room is pretty much darkness, so it's not any trouble to teleport whatsoever. So
Now,
yes.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. What do you want to do?
Well, where's the balcony? So is the balcony behind the altar?
The balcony is like up 50 feet right over here. So like up 50 feet to the west.
Now that I'm here, can I see anything about the balcony?
The balcony, you pretty much already spotted everything up there. So it looks like there's doors, open doors actually, leading further on down into the castle, and the bodies themselves don't appear to be moving at all. They appear completely motionless, just kind of flesh rotting off of them. You can see that they've been dead for quite some time, and they're dressed in like noble garbs. You can see now that they have Strahd's crest on their not on their shoulders, on their chests, whatever clothing they're wearing. And it looks just like a higher viewing to this chapel itself. So just like a place like kind of like balcony seating if you're at like a theater.
Okay.
And so Telwyn, you're gonna cast light on a crossbow bolt for Duncan.
Yes, and she's also going to cast light on the head of her warhammer, and she whispers.
You can only have light
The
on one, you can
Druid
only have light on one
reading
object at a time.
mentions
You can only
something.
have light.
I can't.
Yeah, it's
You
only
can't,
one item
yeah.
at a time.
Yeah.
I thought
Only one.
Well, cantrips.
If you read the spell, it says specifically you can only have it on one item at a time.
That's inconvenient. Then I guess I will take out a torch and light it.
Okay, so
And
light
Telwyn
goes,
whispers.
Okay,
The Taraka
so
reading
light
mentioned
goes-
something about this place, I think.
yes. So light goes to how far?
It is bright light in a 20-foot radius with an additional 20 feet of dim.
Alright, so I'm going to set your light settings now for that.
Yeah, it should be like 40-20. I gotta make sure everybody can see it too. Ooh.
How's that?
Ooh, I can see a little bit.
I think you might have it set.
And then
Not-
the torch itself should be 10-5? Is that what torches are? Or 15?
I really don't know.
I think they're 20. That's what it is on map tool, at least.
Okay.
So the purpose of Duncan doing it on the arrow is so that if things are looking hairy, he can just tuck it into his vest, you know, and he can conceal it if he needs to.
Right.
Just something small. But I don't know if you have it the light setting set up properly because I can see a full distance. I can see full light at 40.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Can we adjust mine too to give me full light?
It won't work like that though. You don't get full light if you have dark vision per se. There we go. Perfect.
Well, because my dark vision range is, I have normal vision up to 120 feet, even in magical darkness.
Oh yeah, let me change your token.
Oh, normal. Okay.
Yeah, I can see everything.
How's that, Rocky?
Oh, that's pretty. Oh, man.
Alright, and then Telwyn, I'm not gonna mess with your settings just because if I put light on you, it'll change your view distance to only 20 feet rather than 60 feet. But we'll just assume that there's also light source coming from you.
All right. I'll have Duncan slowly approach the altar.
Something or distinguished colors or whatever. Dude,
Yeah. So
let's
Rocky,
search the chapel.
okay. So Rocky and Duncan are currently examining the altar.
Yeah. Now, I just want to make sure I'm right, because you said there's a body up here as well, right?
Yeah, there's a body literally right to the south of you right here.
I kind of want to lean over and make this sound a sputtering flame and say a little prayer to Desna, just for like his safe transit to the heavens.
Okay.
And then do an investigation to see if there's anything I can discover from him or find on him, anything that could be helpful.
Okay, I'll have you make an investigation on the body in general. Duncan, do you want to make an investigation around the altar itself?
Yes. Good idea.
17.
Okay, so 17 from Rocky, and then afterwards I'll detail what Duncan sees with an 8 investigation. So, Rocky, you take a look at this body. It looks like this guy is actually armored himself. He has on him a suit of... actually, right now, he has it's kind of damaged, but it's actually half plate armor that he's wearing currently. The mace itself is completely black. It's like onyx, and it appears to have along the edges skulls. So like where like the blunt ends of the mace, it's just like a skull, and then around the other side a skull, a skull, a skull. So like where it normally would have like the blunt ridges themselves are skulls on the smashing side of the mace.
Oh, I am liking this, Telwyn. I am liking this for you.
I would like to. Is there? I wanted to see like the feeling I have from this. And I'm leaving this to your jurisdiction. Okay, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying like what else he has on him, because you actually see a lot within 17.
Okay.
He's also wearing, apart from the half plate of armor, he also has a fur-lined black cloak embroidered with golden thread as well, and what looks like a pouch on his side.
Dibs on the cloak.
What's the feeling I get from all the stuff here? Like, do I feel like it needs to stay? Do I feel like it's just stuff and he's just dead?
Make a... I'm just gonna say make a wisdom check for me.
Okay. Just straight wisdom.
Yeah, or I guess you can get like a little bit of an insight from here.
Okay.
Yeah, Telwyn, you can also make an investigation check if you'd like. Hard to tell for you, Rocky, with a 9. I mean, it seems like he's been dead for quite a while. There is no more skin left on him. It's completely skeletal now. You can see the hand is just kind of clutching the mace in his with like a tight grip, even still on the skeletal fingers. He's just kind of like slumped over. He's got one hand on the altar itself, and his face just kind of pressed to the side on the altar, while this other hand just kind of hangs limply to the side on the ground, holding the mace. And then the nat one for Telwyn. It's kind of hard to find anything of value over here. Lots of cobwebs. You notice there's lots more bats fluttering around over in this area. But nothing that really looks of too much value. And then Duncan, you've got an 8 investigation for the altar. It looks like kind of just stuff for church, like church services, things like that, but like really old chalices that were used for like communion maybe. You do see there is a book lying on the altar itself. It's kind of a leather-bound tome.
I will take a look at that book. I will just like leaf through the pages, see what it's all about.
Okay. As you grab the book, Duncan, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Son of a...
Okay, 22. All right, you're gonna take half damage from this.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Why is this?
Duncan is having the worst luck lately.
Yeah, the traps. He's always the most cautious too.
I don't like this actually, but
Do it anyway.
Oh
gosh.
Oh my god.
Nobody checked it first for traps. Nobody checked it for traps.
The altar?
No harm ever came in reading a book,
Oh,
eh?
no.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, but it's half. It's half.
That's still 43 damage. On a scale from 1 to holy shit, how dead are you, Duncan?
Oh, it's like half my HP.
So you take
that's
40.
nice.
You take 43 necrotic damage from this, as this energy kind of like you just feel like this chill enter your fingers and shoot up your arms into your just go coursing through your body and down your spine, as this energy just racks you with pain.
He just like kind of stiffens and kind of curls up like he's being electrocuted, and you can see like the veins in his neck and like temples like popping out, and he just kind of keels over and falls, dropping the book.
Yeah, so the book just kind of falls flat on the ground next to the skeleton.
Rocky takes note of that, and just can I see if the pouch seems trapped? That seems like a thing I can do.
Yeah, I'll have you make an investigation as well.
Holy shit. 9.
Hard to tell. It's kind of like lodged in between the altar and the body itself in a way where like you could just barely see that there's a pouch there in the first place. You could just tell that there's a pouch there.
Does anybody have any
Does anybody
milk?
else want to do anything to help?
Cast wounds
I-
on Duncan.
I was about to say, I can give him a healing potion. We don't have to use spell slots just yet.
Yeah, let's save the spell slots.
Okay. So
Yeah, I'll check out the
Are you sure?
Greater healing potion. Yeah,
Oh,
I have a
greater.
bunch.
all right. So that's gonna be 4d4 plus 4.
That really does a lot for your 16d10, Patrick.
What is it? 44?
Nobody checked it
Where
for
do I get
traps.
those?
All right, you get 16 health back as you just.
I
you
think
just
he
chug down.
might be needing a bit more than that.
Well,
I'll be alright.
he'll be fine. We don't need to get everyone to full at every single time.
Yeah, I'll check out the pouch.
So yeah, just like to talk it through, like just kind of breaking DM code a little bit. There's like a lot of encounters in this castle, so like you do want to make sure like you're using healing potions over spell slots whenever you can.
Yes, and we don't need to be getting to 4 all the time.
Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna help him up and brush him
don't-
off a little bit.
I think the book. I just wanted to read.
It's fine. Don't sweat it.
We should burn it.
That's probably not smart,
Why?
because it might react to that.
I suppose you're right.
What I'm looking for.
What? You kind of cut out.
The book might be what we were looking for here.
I highly doubt that. I mean, it almost killed me.
Well, if wouldn't you want to booby trap the thing that might help people destroy you?
I mean, I suppose. Is there like anything on the cover to like say what the title of this book is?
From what you see on the cover, it looks to be just that insignia of Strahd. So like the castle itself with like a raven enfolding it within its wings.
Someone get a stick, something we can poke it with.
I'm gonna
Rocky
grab my
reaches into his
staff
cloak.
out.
No, this is my moment.
So-
This is my moment.
I'm gonna
Rocky
put my staff
reaches
back.
into his cloak, pulls out, like just pulls his cloak open and smiles at Duncan, and he's got just a collection. It's like
You're like the vendor from
pervert.
Hercules.
You want to buy some dead sticks? And I pull out like a specific, like it's got like 2 prongs. It's like 2-forked stick. That's just like nice. It's like oak. Like it's just a nice fucking stick. And I hand it over to Duncan, and I give him a kinky smile and a little bow.
With trembling hands, he accepts it and then kneels down and begins to like gently like open the cover and like the first page, you know.
Okay, so you nudge the book open. Is that what
Yeah,
I heard? Okay.
I guess.
So as you take the stick, nudge it open, it flips open, and there seems to be kind of like blood stains and kind of smears all on the book itself. The book itself looks pretty badly damaged. So like for context, like you know like the book they find in Moria in Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
It's kind of like in that state right now. It feels like that old, musty, like there's like stabs in it and stuff, blood smearing it all over the place. It's hard to make out all the words on this page, but no effect whenever you flip the page with the stick.
Is there anything like legible I can discern from it?
There appears to be like words like that you can make out still, but most of this first page is just like completely bloody and smeared.
All right, then I'll keep going a little bit.
Okay. As you flip through, you can see more and more passages become legible. It seems to be what looks like a chronicling, a memoir of sorts, penned in like this very fancy script very fancy ink, like the highest quality ink you could probably get, like really, like someone well educated was like writing through here, taking their time with calligraphy and everything like that. But as you flip through it more and more, you could see that there's just like detailing passages of someone's memoirs. And as you look through these passages, you could see that these are memoirs that Strahd himself wrote down.
Does anybody have like expertise in Arcana so they can see like what kind of curse is on this book that we can?
Yes.
Right.
Anybody who wants to make an Arcana check on this book can.
I have a
Let's do it.
question, Patrick.
Yes.
I can read every language. Can I take that, and would I need to make an Arcana check?
It's not so much like that there's not like a language people know. It looks like the writing in the book itself is in common. They're just trying to check to see if there's still like magic that's gonna kill people.
Okay.
And Telwyn, if you want to use your Favored by the Gods, you can. So that's a 4 so far from Duncan. Telwyn has a 13, but is going to be adding a little bit more. Anybody else want to make an Arcana check on this?
It's going to be a
So it
19.
hurts.
Okay, 19 from Telwyn. With a 19, nat 20 from Moutan though. So Moutan's just like, yes.
I guess I'll look at it. Oh, this thing.
Oh, yes. This, Moutan, you could tell that I just, like, your voice was kind of infectious there, so I just started talking in it. I don't know why. Yeah, you could tell that what that was when Duncan picked that up was some kind of spell sigil inscribed on the top of the book that was designed to activate as soon as somebody touched it. But it seems like the spell itself has been activated already and burned away now that he's touched it. It seems to be, from what you could tell, like, you've seen this kind of stuff all the time, I think, with a nat 20. You've seen this.
I've seen this
You've
kind
seen
of
this
stuff.
a few times. Yeah. This is
The monks
designed,
use this all the time.
This is designed as a one-shot, like, blast, like, designed to, like, kill anybody that's not, like, of hardy nature. But you can tell with a nat 20, it's completely gone now. Duncan's already set it off and absorbed the attack from it.
Duncan, you defused the trap.
Oh, why do my trap diffusals always wind up so painful?
I'm just gonna put my hand on his shoulder and pat it a couple times.
He'll like, kind of trembling hands reach out and take the book. Now that he feels a little bit more safer with it.
Alright, and with that, I can actually give you the book stat now, or the book thing.
Right.
So this is first and foremost Strahd's memoirs that he has written down, but there is an interesting feature to it. Whoever is holding the book, whoever has the book with them, has immunity to Strahd's charms.
Really?
Yes. So as you hold this, you feel a sense of confidence, a sense of power come over you, as if you feel like words of Strahd's charm have no effect on you whatsoever. And so this book
It's a book of his pickup lines, basically. You're like, oh, I've heard this before.
Oh,
and you
I
just
know your trick.
You know every single one of his sweet pickup lines.
Yeah, he just goes up to him and goes, I am the ancient, I am the land.
And they're like, heard it before. Heard it in your book. This is actually where he got all of his charm from.
But yes, this is, I mean, it's Strahd's memoirs, but it's really, for lack of a fancy term, it's a diary.
The journal.
It's a journal.
We embarrassed him with his diary, so he's not charming anymore because we got all of his angst.
Right. How big is this book, by the way?
It's a pretty hefty book. Most of it is pretty badly damaged, and worn through time and
But
neglect.
not beyond repair.
But there is a good deal of passages that you can read, and the passages that are legible are laid out in this handout right here. I could read all this out, but it's kind of
That's
long.
alright.
So, like, you guys can read this on your own time if you want.
This
Yeah.
could be useful.
Which one of us do we want to make sure is immune to Strahd's charm powers?
Patrick, I read the last paragraph, and how dare you give me feelings for this poor man?
Oh, what?
How dare you? You know what you did.
You
Oh,
just
no,
read the
I
last
dropped my
paragraph? That's
chocolate.
all.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Wait till you read the rest of it.
Rocky would don't let Rocky read that.
There are some
Do
things.
not.
There are some things in here that give hints on how to destroy some of Strahd's magical things that he employs.
But if Rocky reads it, he just be loved. I mean, for real. Like, if there was one thing that my character is sensitive to, damn.
And I'm pretty sure Telwyn doesn't need that, because I don't know if you can be charmed, right?
She can give herself immunity to the charm with protection from evil and good, but she has
Okay.
to use a spell slot to do so.
And charm spells usually challenge wisdom? Constitution?
Wisdom.
Charm
Wisdom.
spells are wisdom. But
Okay, who's dumb?
if you're holding this, no spell slot required. Like you're immune to Strahd's charm.
Well, Duncan wants to hold on to it.
That's fine. I can end.
Protection from evil and
Charm.
good is just all charms in general. This book is specifically just Strahd's charm.
Okay.
I can use an action to just end a charm effect on me, so.
And Osman is a charming man himself, so...
Yeah.
I just go, wait a minute, I'm not charmed.
Then Sir Duncan
I'm
Mabron.
me.
Sir Duncan Mabron will hold on to this book.
Alright, what does everybody else want to do in here?
Cass says.
Is there a way out of this room?
There appears to be what looks like two exits. So there's one to the northwest, so like where those double doors where you came in. To the northwest there seems to be an alcove that leads to stairs going upwards, and then to the southwest there looks like an alcove with stairs going upwards and downwards. So Telwyn, you want to know like anything from like stuff from the book?
The book says something about making a pact with Cass, and I wanted to find out who that is.
I would say to know who Cass is. It's actually I think Cass is the name.
Cass, whatever.
To know that'd be a history check.
Alright,
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out Viscopa. Alright, Viscopa. Which way now?
We need to go. I know we need to go. Well, to go up, we need to go down. So that was. Let's see. Oh yes. To the southwest of here, there should be a circular column of stairs. We need to take the ones going down into the castle. And as Mountain is talking to Viscopa Telwyn, with an 18 history, you've heard some tales of Cass. You know that this was years, like thousands upon thousands of years ago, what some might consider the first vampire ever. He worked for someone by the name of Vecna, and over time, Cass tried to gain his own power apart from Vecna, but he made a bunch of artifacts for himself to become basically one of the most powerful beings in all of the world, and ultimately the creation of those artifacts helped him a little bit, but it also caused his downfall at the same time when he was stopped by heroes that banded together to put an end to his evil.
Much as we are doing. Okay.
And so Viscopa has told you that this alcove over down here to the southwest is the best way to go. You need to go up, so first you need to go down.
But Telwyn will quickly share what she knows about Cass and the significance of that.
So
Rocky's gonna check the passage that leads down, kind of see what he can see with his magic vision.
So, leading down, you can see that this just goes in like a circular fashion. So, Rocky, if you want to move over to this alcove, it's right over here to the southwest. So, right over here. You do see there are some bats hanging from the ceiling of this alcove over here. There are two statues.
You said cats?
Bats.
Bats.
B.
You do see that there are two statues holding axes, kind of just like at shoulder length, sideways, horizontally. As you make your way past, you have to like cross by the axes themselves.
I want to duck down if I have to go by them.
Okay. We'll say that's fine for now. Even though you've moved your token. You duck down, no motion from the statues whatsoever, and you make your way to this circular staircase. You see going down, it just leads down really far down to like the depths of the castle. Okay. But you can't see, it curves around to the side, so you'd have to like keep going down further.
Okay. I'll go down the stairs like a little bit, being as quiet as I can, just to kind of see what's there.
Okay. No torches are anywhere in here. It's completely pitch black down here, but Duncan still has light on his crossbow.
Hold up here. I haven't gone with them just yet.
It's just me and Rocky, but he has that dark vision.
There's one more thing, actually two more things I really wanted to do real quick.
Okay.
You guys check the pouch on this body? Yes, no?
Yeah, I said that I did.
He checked it, but didn't notice anything off about it.
Okay. Duncan admires the cloak on this body and would like to retrieve it, but first he wants to give it a sniff to see if it smells of decay.
Okay. As you sniff it, it smells a bit musty. Like you'd probably be able to get the scent out, but it does look rather nice.
It's a perfectly good cloak just sitting right here, and then as he kind of pulls it up, he notices that he has to like cause the mace to ungrip from his thing's hand to get it off. Telwyn, did you see this here?
Yes, I did. She's currently in the bathroom, so I'm just rolling for her.
She didn't want to take it?
I don't know, actually. She might. But, yeah, are you going for the cloak?
Yes, I'm taking the cloak.
As you take the cloak, you kind of
Son of a bitch.
move it around a little bit, and you notice that it, you have to like kind of like pass it over the head of this skeleton. And as you pull the cloak off, you notice a popping sound, and the skull just kind of rolls along the ground, and you hear this noise escaping through the room as an image kind of flickers into view. You could see this skeletal figure, but wispy and black, floating in the room. Kind of, you could tell it's the same figure standing before you. It's got like the same skeletal shape in its face. It has like a noble bearing to it, but it's just floating in the air, just staring down at you. Who disturbs my body?
That is a very good question, Duncan. Who disturbs his body?
Disturbed? You wanted to be left there. I was merely thinking that...
Pilfering from me.
No, that's not the case at all.
Excuse me, sir. Hello.
He just looks over at you, Osmond.
I wave.
What do you want, small one?
Oh, I was just saying hello. I think this was just all a big misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding. He's stealing from me. Do you have any idea how much that cost? That was
My pride. I have a pride, and you are stealing from me. I may be. He looks down at his ghostly skeletal hands. I'm dead. Why? I met my end in this foul place. There's no escaping. Never escaping. You won't
Listen to me.
escape either.
Listen to me, we weren't trying to steal from you. I was merely trying to give you a dignified burial, which involved me relocating your corpse to a place that was more suited to a man of your prestige.
Yes,
Leaving you
we,
here.
we want to get you out of a place like this. I hope you understand.
I'm gonna have you guys. This guy is like really infuriated and like extremely pissed. I'm gonna have you both roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Keep in mind that I have a top hat.
Oh, that's gonna negate it. So you can just roll straight persuasion.
Damn.
Hey,
Okay, 15 from Osman, 11 for Duncan.
Who's the guy?
I can wait, Duncan. I will give you inspiration.
All right.
Okay, what do you do?
I'm just gonna play a calming little tune to Duncan, just to set the mood. Just some like Animal Crossing 4 a.m. music. Just do 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 do.
Hold on.
Do 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 do.
Oh wait, I don't have 4 a.m. I actually, of all things, have 11 p.m. programmed in.
Ah, do 11 p.m. That one works too.
Who's the guy they're talking to?
So
Duncan-
Duncan tried to take the cloak off of the skeleton.
Duncan desecrated a body, and now
a ghostly skeletal figure has appeared, asking why it's stealing from his body.
Yeah, you walked right past this wonderful mace that's sitting right here. This awesome mace. It has like the skull head on it. There's a good weapon sitting there for you. Maybe that's what we're here for.
Okay, let me turn down the spooky then while you play this.
It's just kind of calming the entire air, but I kind of just make sure that Duncan realizes that this song is for him, mostly.
What does inspiration even do?
You get an extra D8 add to any roll, so if you don't think this persuasion is enough, you can add a D8 to it.
Alright, that
Done.
brings your roll to an 18. Okay, so 15 from Osman, 18 from Duncan. You see him kind of pause and ponder for a second. You are doing what with the body?
Sir, if you be so kind, I am kind of a holy individual, and I like to move bodies from places of desecration like this to a place that you can rest. Obviously, just speaking to you right now means that you are not restful, and I know as much as anyone that a good night's rest, a good life's rest is just all you need sometimes.
He's telling the truth. We do this all the time.
I have not been at rest for a century now.
Look, I've seen a lot of people die, and let me just tell you, this is no place to remain dead. And I would feel honored to move your body for you.
I will allow the body to be moved. Take nothing, though. They are mine. I wish to be laid to rest with them. The mace of my house, the cloak of my family. Do not steal from me, or I will revisit my wrath upon you once more.
Just
Oh, so no, not once more. So.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to be clear that, and I didn't realize this soon. I should have done this sooner as we tried to ramble our way through this. I have an ability called Know Your Enemy, which lets me discern like weaknesses about and strengths about what I'm encountering. I just want to have that directed towards him. If I can observe my target for a minute, I can learn things about him, like his AC and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
during this time, I'll say like a minute has been passing while you talk to him. So what specifically do you want to learn about him?
I would like to know his.
Because you can know if he's your superior, equal, or lesser in like one of those areas.
Yeah, I can know 2 things about him. So I'd like to know his armor class, and I'd like to know his total class levels, if any.
Okay, I think it says like you get to know if he's like your superior or lesser in armor class.
Right.
Right.
I can link it.
But yeah, if it says you can know his specific armor class, then that's fine too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it says equal, superior, or inferior in regard to 2 of the following characteristics of your choice. Okay, so it's not specific. It's not specific.
Yeah.
So
It's not specifics, but like, so with armor class, what's your armor class?
it's 16.
Okay, you know that he is your inferior in terms of armor class. And
Oh,
as far as combined levels, like compared to like the party or just you in general,
just me.
you would know in compared to you, his combined CR would be lesser than what your level is.
So like as this observation comes up, and like as we're bartering with this ghost, he'll be like, move us but don't take anything. Duncan will just like look over to Osmond and just give like a shake of the head, like sarcastically, like nod, but kind of be like, no, we're not doing that.
Osmond will nod back, shoot a little smile. Just a quick smile.
So we're going to take this body. Do you plan on remaining here?
I go where the body goes. My
Is that so?
soul is bound to my body.
Yes.
It would be nice if my body was laid to rest in a place not of this.
You say
He
your
just
soul
looks,
remains.
just looks around at the castle itself, which is like a shudder.
Say your soul remains with your body.
Yes.
Oh, not for long. Duncan will draw his. Duncan will draw his rapier.
Oh my.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Do you want to attack? What are you doing? He kind of
Hey.
tenses up a little bit.
Hang on, we might not have to. Hang on. Oh, if I got a spell that can help us, I would rather do that.
I don't think this music is going.
Nah, this music, the tonal dissonance is too good. It fits.
Okay. I can't do it.
Arguing with the ghost.
Yeah, I can cast Enthrall. I'm gonna cast Enthrall in this ghost. I don't know how wise this ghost is, but I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark here.
Alright, so how does Enthrall work once more?
Okay, it's not once more. I don't think anybody has ever used Enthrall before.
Okay. Oh, yeah, this is
you-
completely different than that other thing.
You weave a distracting string of words, causing... Wait a second! I talked to this guy for over a minute. Can he make a wisdom save against my bard? My College of Whispers power?
Sure.
Oh,
Is
please.
this consider a charm?
This is a fear effect. This is frightened. I don't know if ghosts are immune to being frightened.
Let's see. That is okay. So he's got like a list of immunities, and frightened is like the only thing that's not on there.
Oh hell yes.
Please fail. I want to scare a ghost.
All right.
I want to scare a ghost so bad.
What is the save? Wisdom.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what he gets. That is a 6.
Ooh. He's a spooked ghost.
I have scared the ghost.
So you just
So,
well, hold on. Don't you have to be alone for it to
oh no! I do
You
have to be
alone with
alone.
it for it to
I have
work.
to be alone for a minute. So can we retcon something real quick? Because I totally forgot about that. I'm so sorry.
So this won't work in this case.
Can I tell Duncan to leave? I'm just gonna have a quick chat with the ghost before he does anything drastic.
So he's got the rapier out. You just tell him, hey, Duncan.
Hey.
You can just everybody
Can you just
leave.
leave for
can
a
everybody
second?
just leave the room?
I'm gonna have a chat with the ghost. I'm gonna see if I can organize something.
Duncan will just kind of give him like a suspicious look, and then look back to the ghost.
Look,
Fine.
I'm just gonna talk to the ghost. No reason to be busting out our weapons quite yet.
Listen, if you need help, just scream.
All right, I will scream. Just kind of like go around the corner. Yeah. Not too far away. It's fine.
Okay. So what do you want to say?
Anyway, as I was saying earlier, look, I'd really, really like to help you. But here's the thing. As my Animal Crossing music becomes minor key or whatever and just begins to just hit uncomfortable notes, I really don't make deals with the dead. So here's the thing. We offered you a lucky break saying that we were even going to move your body. And here you say that you'd want to be buried with your stuff. Let me tell you, you are not positioned to be making arguments or deals with us. We make the deals with you, because if you haven't noticed, your sorry corpse is laying on the floor, and mine's not. So let me reiterate, we're taking what we're gonna get. I'll move your body out of the kindness of my own heart, but do not mistake it for genuine kindness. It's more of a pity, honestly.
He kind of shudders a little bit, and that's a 7 that time.
Oh, hell yes.
Now, I have seen where creatures like you go, and I know it's not pretty, so you're going to deal with what I had to say, and we're going to get along nicely, aren't we?
You take what you want, and you don't send me to... You don't send me to the underworld.
Now it seems like we understand each other.
He's looking at you. Your eyes are just kind of like getting darker and darker by the moment. There's kind of like this black appearing in your eyes, just kind of like, in like Dragon Prince, whenever like they cast.
I
like,
did some dark magic.
Whenever they cast like the dark magic from Dragon Prince, and your eyes just turn pitch black. It's just kind of like that. Nobody else could see it if they could see it, but this is what the Wraith sees. He's just looking at you, and all of a sudden you just become bigger to him, more imposing. Your shadow itself just looms taller than you, just kind of casting this eerie... There shouldn't even be possible to be a shadow in this room, yet he sees this shadow even darker than the darkness itself in the room. As he kind of withers back a little bit from you, you can see his hands trembling. I do not wish... I've done many terrible things in my life. I don't wish to seek the judgment that awaits. Take what you will. Just leave me be. Leave me here. I don't want to be put to rest. I'm not ready for it. I don't think I'm going to go to a good place.
Out of character, ask him what's special about his items so we don't have to sit down and, and figure it out.
What kind of items are these?
The cloak.
No funny business.
The cloak is just a family cloak. It was passed down to me. My father wore it, and now I wear it. The mace itself, well, it inspires fear in the ones it strikes. It was also a family heirloom passed down many generations through my family line. We used it to inspire fear in our enemies, to get what we wanted. Anybody who opposed us, we would take what we needed by force, with threat of death and pain and torment. This weapon itself channels that fear of torment and pain, makes them see the darkness within you, channels your inner darkness, brings it to light. It's yours, if you want it.
I will be taking everything, because if even I don't want it, I'm sure one of my righteous comrades would be happy to pick it up.
Yes. Yes, of course.
I'm going to take all the items. I'm going to put the cloak on, knowing that it is twice my size.
It just kind of like dwarfs you even more so.
Yeah,
but,
it's like a kid wearing adult clothes.
But to him, you just look spectral and unholy, and just the judgment of the afterlife comes before his eyes, and he's just not having it. He's not ready.
Now I will be taking some time to talk to my friends. I hope I don't see you around these parts.
Yes. I will remain here. I cannot move from this room. I do not wish to incur your wrath, oh, Dark One.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that is very kind of you. Thank you. And I tip my hat, and I turn around, and I head towards my buddies.
Okay, so basically what he has handed you here is a Mace of Terror. So I will...
I run back to my buds with a giant cloak.
So here's the
just trailing behind me,
there should be
and
an
a
image.
giant scary mace just dragging in my two hands.
Yeah, there should be. Can everybody see this image right here?
Oh, that thing is awesome.
It's just, yeah, these skulls on like the blunt edges of it. It's exuding this like sickly yellow light coming from it. Just faintly visible, not enough to like light up a room or anything like that, but you could see like a little bit of a glow.
That is just so dirty. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it has 3 charges altogether. You can use an action and expend 1 charge to release a wave of terror. Every creature of your choice within a 30-foot radius has to make a 15 wisdom saving throw or they're frightened of you. While frightened, it has to spend its turns moving as far away from you as can. It can't move
by a dash.
Yeah, it can't move closer to you. It can't move within 30 feet of you. It also can't take reactions. It can only do dash actions to escape. It just literally just terrifies the living shit out of anybody that you send this wave of terror over. And it gets 1d3 charges back at dawn.
I hand up the mace and I'm like, "Hey, does anybody want this? I mean, I can use it, but the spirit was very kind and gracious. The spick. The spirit was very, very gracious and just said that I could take everything I wanted, so...
You're a man with quite the silver tongue, I must say. Constantly
I don't
impressed.
know, I just have my way of talking to people.
Yes, I would love to see it sometime.
I mean, I can't really do it while people are watching.
Right.
It's a little embarrassing.
I get it. I can get like that too. What about the cloak? That's kind of
Oh, he just said this was a family heirloom, but he insisted that we took it. It's a little big on me, but it's pretty spooky, huh?
I mean, I think it's lovely. It's fit for a king, if you ask me.
Oh, well, I'm just a pauper, so I don't know if I'll take it.
Did you say you could take it? Alright. I didn't hear what you said.
Anyone can have it, I don't care.
Alright, Duncan's taking that cloak.
Yeah, it's all yours. I would just... I have no use for a big human-sized cloak.
Alright, does
Like
anybody
a
want the
beagle
Mace
stepping on his ears with that
Does
thing.
anybody want the Mace of Terror? It does require attunement, so you need to take a short rest to attune to it.
I technically can use a mace. It's a simple weapon, so I could use it if you guys want, but I'm not that strong.
Is it a one-hand or two-hand?
It's a one-hand.
Oh, that's... wow. Yeah.
Maces are little.
Okay.
I wouldn't really have a use for it, though, because I'm not very strong at all.
Yeah, it is strength-based.
Psst, Telwyn. Do it.
Psst, Telwyn, do you want this obviously evil staff?
No, come on, don't say
Telwyn.
that.
Telwyn, you should take this magical mace. It seems to fit your general aesthetic. And I hold up the mace.
How dare you?
that oozes shadows and death.
No, I see it. It is quite terrifying, and you do
Yeah.
share that quality quite well.
Yeah, I mean, think of how much it could terrify the undead if you use it against them.
You did not hear the part where the Wraith was talking about how his family used it to extort and terrify everybody in his life.
Yeah, that was an on-one conversation, so...
I'm not basing Telwyn's reaction on that. I'm basing Telwyn's reaction on how the damn thing looks. It looks evil.
Look, here's the thing about evil-looking stuff. It's very ironic when you use it against evil, and oftentimes the evil creatures are confused and intimidated by its presence.
This is very true. He's small. He knows what he's talking about.
It's very true. Us small people are frightened by most things, so, you know, I know a thing or two about being scared.
You know what? Let's just going to have Telwyn. Wait. Let me check something real quick.
Did Rocky find anything then through these stairs?
Dude, I'm doing investigating this thing like nobody's in business.
If you want to go all the way down, it goes down a straight 80 feet.
I mean, why not? I mean, I'll just stay stealthy, just like, fucking check it out.
Okay, I'm gonna have you, as you go down the stairs, roll another stealth for me. You can still add plus 10, because I don't think it's been a full hour yet.
It's gonna be a 25.
Okay, 25 as you make your way. So,
29.
you and Moutan have stealthed your way down the stairs at this point, and you find yourselves looking out through the bottom. There's... Oh god, this room is giant. Hold on. I'm not going to pull it up on the map yet just because everybody's still over here, but you see, just buried deep, 80 feet beneath the keep itself, ancient catacombs down here with arched ceilings supported by large columns that double as what looks like crypts from what you can tell down here. There's a bunch of cobwebs still. There's a thick fog clinging to the floor of this room itself, covered in what smells like putrid waste, and the black ceiling itself appears to be moving. And as you look ever closer, Rocky, you can tell that the movement is bats. Just
Now,
bats everywhere.
does this look like my vision?
This does not look like where Arena was at.
Bull. Well,
Are we still in the chapel?
Everybody else is in the chapel. Moutan and Rocky stealth downwards, down the stairway, about 80 feet down the stairs. This room itself, oh gosh, it's like... It's almost like 200 feet long, and like another 100 feet wide.
gee.
Well, listen, if you're not going to take this weapon, then perhaps I can hold on to it, unless you want it, Osman. You know what, actually? Here, how about we make a trade? Duncan's gonna pull out the tithing flail that he got from the, like, ages ago from the abbot.
Is this like a full-on flail?
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like as big as my body then?
No,
Or...
not the mace you picked up long ago back at the abbey. He found a flail.
How
And
big is a
this-
flail?
This is more your speed, I'd think. It has religious symbology on it. It's quite interesting, actually.
I think flails are actually smaller than maces.
I think so, too.
But yeah, you're handing this to Telwyn.
This looks more like something that I could work with.
Yes, unfortunately, you have to pay money to it to get it to do anything.
Flails are like those ball and chain type maces.
Yeah, this was it's
Ooh.
a flail with a white haft, gold inlay. It also requires attunement to use like the abilities of it. You could use it without attuning to it and not have the abilities, but if you lay 10 gold coins and pray to a god of your choice for 10 minutes, the coins are consumed and the flail becomes a +1 weapon for 8 hours, but the boon is lost if you act in contradictory way to the teachings of whoever you prayed to.
It's such a fun weapon.
Flails are about the same size as a mace.
Yeah. Just about.
Much better for you, I take it?
Just flails are kind of cooler looking than maces.
They both can be cool.
Not ideal, but take it. It certainly could be useful in what we're here to do.
I was planning on selling it, frankly.
And wisest course. It's not very convenient to use a weapon that you have to pay, but we may have need of it before we leave this castle.
Agreed.
I'll take it now.
And what about you, Osman? Would you like to keep your mace, or...?
I have no use of a mace. I can barely pick this thing up. Please somebody take this off me.
Duncan will just shrug and, like, clip it onto his belt.
Was that all he gave me? A mace and a robe?
There is.
I thought he
also
gave me a spear.
There's also a pouch. No, he didn't have a spear.
Oh, okay, it was the mace. What is this pouch?
The pouch, as you look inside, contains money.
Money.
There are 10 platinum pieces inside, as well
Ooh.
as 50 gold pieces.
I will hold on to these silvery coins, the platinum. Somebody want all this gold?
How many gold was it?
It would
50?
be a good idea if we have a weapon that has to be paid.
Such a troublesome thing, but yes, go on. It's best if we give it to her.
So how much do I have to pay the mace?
Yeah. So if you want to pay the mace for the +1 and magic feature, you'll have to attune to it first, which is like about 10-15 minutes, and then we could also assume that in that time you probably pray to it as well. But you just have to find whatever time you want to just sit down for like 10-15 minutes and pray to it.
We should probably keep moving to catch up with those other guys before they find themselves in rough things. But once we catch up, we can.
Yeah. Do you want to follow
devise
down? Do you guys want to keep exploring Rocky and Mount 10? Do you want to keep exploring down here or go back and tell what you saw?
I'd probably head back up quietly and tell everybody what we found.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so Rocky and Mount 10 come back up and let you know that they found basically the crypts of the castle, just going 80 feet down these stairs here. This huge, massive room full of crypts, and then also just tons of bats down there.
Bats, you say? Were they big?
I'm gonna make a gesture with my hands that like fucking huge, like I can spread my arms.
Duncan will cast a wary glance over to Viscopa. Are you sure you're taking us the right direction?
Yes. We need... the castle is very... not normal in ways that you get down. You don't go up usually to get to where you need to go. You usually have to go down first in order to get up. You need to go forward to go backwards. You need to go backwards to go forward.
So unnecessarily cryptic, alright. Well, let's get it over with.
Well, also depending on the time, certain passages are open and others are closed, and then they will shift and move. And then passages that were once closed become open. Passages that were closed now. Passages that were open become closed.
Wait, have we completely searched the chapel?
From what you guys have searched with everybody's checks, you get the sense that you've searched pretty much everything in there.
Okay, how long have we been in the chapel?
I'd say overall, we're getting close to you've been in the castle itself for about 40 minutes now.
So probably about half an hour's use of the torch left.
Yeah.
Okay, Telwyn will douse the torch for now.
Okay.
Didn't somebody say there was a stash of money in here or something? Cause
No, that was just the pouch that he took from those.
Too bad, finding money at the same time that
Yeah, he
Someone
found the
got a
money. He was
mace
going to give it
that
to
you
you.
have to pay would be great.
Yeah, he said
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
going
gonna
to
give it to you.
50 gold in the pouch.
Ah, okay.
So you inherit 50 gold.
Sweet. I can use this thing 5 times.
Alright, so what's everybody planning to do?
Let's follow them down into the crypts.
Okay. So you go past the statues with the axes.
I'm gonna duck again.
Okay. You duck down underneath.
I guess we should follow suit and duck as well.
So, Duncan, you duck down and move past the statues.
Was there a reason for that? We're just playing the limbo.
Rocky nods.
Yes.
Reason for that?
Alright. I might need to reset things up again.
Sure.
Because I don't know if it'll transfer the information on the tokens over to this next map, so I might have to reset your tokens again. Like the light on your tokens, I mean.
Ah, alright.
So 1 sec, let me put everybody's tokens down on the next map. Apologize for the delay. That's small. There we go. Okay, 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. And that's 5. Okay, let me see Duncan's token. Duncan, you should be at... Okay, does that look right?
We're still on the last page.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. Sorry. Technical difficulties as I move things around. Okay. So, everybody...
Yeah, it looks okay.
Okay. So yeah, once again, you just see this massive chamber before you. Looks like these columns are spread all throughout the room that looks like they've been turned into crypts. The crypts themselves are just these massive stone columns. The doors for them are just these giant stone slabs that are designed to be pushed aside to get into the crypts themselves.
Other than the bats, did you see anything down here?
I think Rocky shakes his head. I don't think I saw anything else.
Yeah, pretty much all you saw is all these different crypts and just like tons and tons of bats in here. So, just so I make sure I have the dimensions right, the catacombs in dimension are 110 feet east to west and 180 feet north to south. The floor itself is just it's just putrid smelling on the floor, but it's hard to see what it is because it's just like a thick coating of fog on the floor itself. All the catacombs seem to be made of a 10-foot wide arched walkway running between a 10-foot, or they're like 10 feet by 10 feet, I mean to say, and they are 20 feet tall, and they just have like that stone slab for a doorway that there's no handles or anything on them. Like to get into them, you would have to like push them to get into the different tombs. The doors themselves are about 3 feet wide, 5 feet tall, and they look pretty heavy altogether.
Duncan will tap Rock on the shoulder. How do you like my new cloak? And he like gives a little twirl, like a little flourish, like kicking up some of the smoke on the ground.
Rocky gives him like a slight thumbs up, like kind of confused because he just lets cloak on a dead body.
Well, he didn't have any need for it anymore. He gave it to us quite willingly.
He gives a bit of a nod and says, "Willingly."
Right, let's keep on moving.
Alright, Viscopa, which way?
We need to go from here. Now we need to go up. We're gonna go north, and there should be stairs leading upwards. Also, quick thing. I'm certain my body might be somewhere in here.
You're certain it might be?
Yes, very certain it might be. Like, 60% sure that it might be.
That's pretty good for not having it with you.
I like those odds, honestly.
Maybe 70%,
That's a lot better than 50%.
but it could be 50%.
Well, it's better than 40.
How much of a detour is this whole body business going to take?
Well, here's the problem. I don't know which crypt he would have put it in. It was centuries ago.
You don't know which crypt.
It's not like I have a homing beacon on it.
Yes, that would be handy. So you're saying that we have to check each and every one of these individually?
Probably. I mean, I understand if you don't want to do it now. It would be a nice luxury to have a body, or just to know where it's at when we come back. But, I mean, I am helping you out. I thought you were going to help me out a little bit.
How about we make a compromise? We'll check every crypt we come along on our way northward.
I suppose that's a good compromise.
Yes, if we find it, then, that's just a bonus. And if not, we'll maybe get it on the way back. I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. You just see him kind of like try and nod and realize he can't move because he's just a disembodied skull. So he just moves his crystal eye just up and down a little bit instead.
Might I make a suggestion?
Of course.
In case I use this thing, and she holds up the flail, perhaps it would be good to take a few minutes so I can attune to it.
Yeah, do you guys want to take a short rest? Duncan, you'd be able to like regain some hit dice that way.
Yes, I don't see why not. What about you gentlemen?
I'll nod.
Okay. So everybody kind of like rests down. The floor as you like rest down on it just feels a little bit slimy to the touch.
Ugh.
As you like pull up your hand, you realize that whatever you put your hand down in on the ground has stuck to your hand a little bit, and the smell itself is coming from whatever goop is on the ground itself. And as you look a little bit closer, you could tell it's bat guano.
I suppose there are worse things that you could be covered in. Perhaps.
Did you say we're short resting?
Yeah, I think we're gonna take a short rest here.
Everybody gets an extra D8 with my Animal Crossing music.
I am at full already.
I think the only one damaged is Duncan.
I will take
Duncan.
two hit dice.
Duncan, you get an extra D8.
Okay, so 2 hit dice plus an extra D8 from Osmond.
3 hit dice. There we go.
Okay, so 12, 4, and 4, and then 2. So a nice chunk of health there. 1 second, people. Right. At this point, as you guys are resting down here, Telwyn, you start laying out the 10 gold coins along the flail and begin praying. I'm assuming you want to pray to Saloon?
Actually, I thought I would pray to Raven Queen.
Okay. So, as you're laying this out and beginning your prayer, you notice a stirring overhead of all the bats. Just kind of, they start fluttering a little bit, like kind of shaking a bit, like kind of like, just kind of like stirring themselves. And you see all of a sudden all the bats just sort of kind of like flutter down, kind of eye level with everybody, and start swirling around the room, kind of like Batman Begins style, just like fluttering all over the place. And you see them kind of blinding the area around you all of a sudden.
And after a few moments, the bats seem to start coalescing around a central area in the crypts, and you see a slab has moved away on one of the crypts. I don't know if anybody can see it over here, this ping coming over here.
Yes.
They seem to be going that way. A slab has been moved aside, and they all start to enter into there and start to shoot upwards through that slab until the whole room is actually clear of bats.
Isn't that fortunate? They must be going out to feed or something like that.
Yes. To feed.
Alright then. I don't plan on staying here any here.
They're running from something, but we don't worry about that.
I don't plan on staying here for any longer than we have
The devil
to.
of the land is on the move.
Yes, it could be that as well. Maybe that bodes well for us.
Telwyn, did you want to say it could be like a summary, like it doesn't have to be a full 10-minute thing, but did you want to sum up what you might want to say in ideas to the Raven Queen? Just kind of a short summary of what you would have been praying about.
Goddess, I remind you that you are the harvester of souls, and you have asked me to harvest one soul in particular here, that of Strahd. I beg of you the power in order to take his soul and send it to its just reward, or better still, to hell. Please empower this weapon and the wielder thereof.
Okay. So you feel a coursing of... As you see this mace, it kind of lights up in kind of a black light, just all of a sudden emanating from the mace itself, and you could see almost like a puff of feathers come from it as well and kind of settle on the ground around it. With this prayer, as long as you hold to these 3 devotions, the mace will act as a +1 magic weapon. Death is the natural end of life. There is no pity for those who have fallen. The path of fate is sacrosanct. Those who pridefully attempt to cast off their destiny must be punished. Undeath is atrocity. Those who would pervert the transition of the soul must be brought down.
Copy paste those into Discord so I can keep track.
Yes. Okay. So with that, the short rest has concluded. What would everybody like to do?
Let's keep moving. Let's go north.
Okay. So if you guys want to move so I know where exactly you want your characters to be at. Viscopa just says you need to go north, and
Go straight down or up here.
he wants you to go north. So north meaning just on the map itself, northward
Straight
this
up.
way. Yeah. But you guys can check out anything else in here if you want. So right now you're passing. Right now you're passing by this crypt. So each of these squares is its own little crypt.
I suppose I
Do
should
we
check this
still want
crypt then.
Cullen taking point?
Whichever way you guys want to go. So Telwyn's moving a little bit forward. Duncan's checking out this crypt right here. Okay, so as you take a look at this crypt, Duncan, let me see which one this one is.
Let me just quickly roll perception for investigation for traps, please.
Alrighty, go for it. So as you examine this, you take a look at the stone slab. Just kind of examine all the individual bricks lining this crypt itself. And you also see engraved on the crypt, it looks like the stone door of this crypt actually is laid to the side. I don't know if it's like that on the lighting. Oh yeah, it is. You can see inside.
Yep.
Cool. I already did it. Alright. So yeah, the stone actually looks like it's already been laid to one side. And through the swirly mists of the fog, you can see freshly engraved letters spelling out the words Irina Koliana, wife.
Irina. You guys should come and check this out.
Hmm? Where are you? I can't not see.
We'll step back around the corner so you guys can see the light.
He's over down here.
Yeah, I'll come over there.
What am I looking at?
So
Inside the crypt.
yeah, you can see like the stone slab has already been pushed away and laid to the side. On the actual stone slab itself, it says Irina, wife.
It appears as though our good friend Strahd has already chosen a burial place for our companion.
You can see inside
Yeah.
that the crypt is empty and is actually swept clean. It looks immaculate in here, like it hasn't been used at all, and somebody just recently cleaned it to prepare for laying
That.
something to rest
Cool.
in here.
I think
We better
perhaps we
hurry.
should hurry before this becomes her home.
Agreed.
Okay, what's everybody doing?
Let's get a move on.
Okay. Osmond, are you like
I'm following.
moving up with them too?
Oh, sure.
I'll check this crypt right here as we go by it.
Okay.
I'll check this one.
Okay, so Duncan's checking out that one on the left, Mountain's checking that one on the right.
Very carefully.
Yeah,
Okay.
investigation checks
Okay.
every time.
So Mountain, you could see. Actually, I should move this door too, if it's because this one actually has been moved as well.
What is investigation?
Yes. So this appears to be the direction that the bats seem to have gone. Like from what you noticed, the bats all swirling around and just heading up. It looks like they must have made a beeline for this one itself. This one in particular, you could see along the side of it says Stabal indi Vak, a truer friend no ruler ever had. Here lies his family and honor. And you could see inside a 10-foot square shaft plunging downward into darkness, and as you look up you can also see a further shaft heading upwards as well. Do you have dark vision?
I do not, but I have a lantern
Okay.
that I can light. It's a hooded lantern.
Okay, how far does that go? Like, I think that goes like at least like 50, 60 feet, probably.
Probably, and then since it's hooded lantern, I can shutter it and like make the lantern light.
Okay.
So like
All right.
obvious.
So, do you want to shine your light down or up?
Yeah. But
Okay. Which one first?
we'll go down first.
Okay. So you shine the light down. You can see that the shaft descends about 40 feet to some kind of vault underneath, even further. You see that there's stones protruding from the shaft at regular intervals, which look like they could be used as handholds or footholds.
Do I see? Can I see the floor at all?
Yeah, you can see floor down below. There's a little bit of a light fog, but not enough to obscure the floor completely.
Is there anything down there?
Not that you can see from right here.
Mm.
You could see
What
like
about-
things pressed up against the wall, like objects of some kind, like, but it doesn't look like you could see anything down there, or make out what's fully down there. It's kind of, you'd have to like be able to look around like the corners of the shaft.
And what about above me?
Okay. Above you, you could see what looks like a giant chimney leading upwards. It goes farther than the light can actually shine. But that's all you could see upwards. There's no handholds or anything going upwards that you can make out, and it just ascends as far as like you could see, really. And then Duncan, on your crypt, you investigate, making sure not to set anything off. Doesn't seem like any danger that you could see from your investigation. It says King Katsky,
or Katsuki the Bright, ruler, inventor, and self-proclaimed time traveler.
Is there anything inside?
You
Other
can
than
try
the words?
This one. The slab is actually still pressed up. You could try and move the slab if you want.
I will try and move this slab.
Okay.
Because I like the sound of that.
All right. I believe that's just a strength check.
Strength, athletics, strength. It's the same. It's the same check for me.
So go ahead and roll athletics. So 17. It's pretty hefty, but you manage to, with enough elbow grease, push it to the side and see inside this crypt itself here. There we go. All right. So inside, this is number 13. Okay. So inside you can see a skeleton draped in rags lying atop a marble slab in the center of the crypt, and then lying amid the bones is a stopper drinking horn, a fat pouch, and this strange-looking scepter that looks like it's made of metal and wood, and then above the bones, hanging from the ceiling by wires, is a wooden flying contraption that looks like a set of folding dragon wings fitted together with leather straps, metal buckles, and a taut leather wing flaps.
How big is this thing?
The wingspan itself looks like it would extend to like double your height.
Is it compact? Like, does it fold up or anything like
it's
that?
currently folded up, compact.
All right. I like it. Look at all of this stuff here. He'll first go and investigate the pouch.
Okay, the pouch itself seems to be holding some kind of strange powdery material. It's like this black powder of some kind, and it smells kind of like sulfur.
Can I roll a nature check to figure out what it is?
Yes, you can. 18. Oh gosh, this is actually a really high roll. 18's actually not enough to know what this is.
That's some damn stuff. Huh? Useless anyways. You'll just toss the pouch to the ground.
Osman,
Yeah.
would you mind holding this lantern while I go down here?
Sure, I suppose.
Okay.
Just aim it down here.
So, Mantan, you're gonna go down?
I'm gonna go halfway down and see if I can see better.
Okay. I'm gonna have you make another perception check as you go down.
And I'm gonna like put Viscopa on. I have my staff tied to my back, so I'm gonna put him on top of that so he can also be looking down.
Okay. Just don't drop me, please. Please don't drop me.
I am steady as a reed.
Okay. If he could shudder, he would.
Investigation?
Perception.
Oh, perception. Yeah.
21. Okay. You can see down below, it looks like a vault with about 10 feet in height altogether. It's kind of awkwardly shaped and smells of rotten meat. You can see what looks like 15 coffins scattered throughout this vault, all oriented with their heads pointed north. And you can see now more of the objects that are pushed around. The floor itself is just littered with bones and rusty swords.
Yes. You don't happen to see your body in here, do you?
There looks like a lot of bones. I don't think they're my bones, though. At least I hope they're not.
Would you recognize your bones if you saw them?
That's a good question. I don't really know if I've ever seen my skeleton before.
Oh, this is gonna be a harder search then.
Might be right.
Alright, let's get a looking.
Alright, are you gonna drop down there then?
Yep.
Okay. Drop down the rest of the way.
I'm gonna actually. I'll drop down and then before like 5 feet before I hit the ground, I'm gonna unfurl my wings.
Okay.
How big is the space down here? You said?
10 feet tall. Hold on, let me look at something.
Or like wide? How wide it is?
Wide.
Like, do I have enough space to be like flapping my wings? If there's 15 coffins down here.
wait, I found it. I can move you there. Hold on 1 second. Alright, you will have moved to the bottom left of the map.
Got it.
So do you see
Oh
something?
yeah, that's plenty of room to flap.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
room down
so
here.
I'll be like 5 feet off the ground, flapping my wings,
Okay,
just flying
you're
around.
just in this strangely shaped room, bones everywhere, and just tons of coffins down here.
Let's start moving some coffin lids, I guess.
Okay.
Let's go, bud. Keep an eye out.
Oh, right. I suppose I will
Huh?
keep an eye out.
If anything moves, we're gonna get out of here.
I need you to make an athletics check to move the lid off of this.
Of that one?
Yeah. So while this is happening, Duncan, are you investigating anything else in your vault?
I would like to take down the set of wings, and I would like to exit the crypt and hold them up excitedly to Rocky and be like, I think I found something for you.
Rocky looks at you and gives you the happiest face you've ever seen. Just like big open smile.
Now, can I like do a check on these things in some way to find out if they're sound, like if they would actually provide him with like lift or flight?
Yeah, make an intelligence check. Also, a nat 20 from Mountan to lift a lid.
I just throw the lid up.
13 for the check on these. It's hard to say. You've never seen anything quite like this, Duncan. It's so strange, but oddly fascinating as a tinkerer. They are quite heavy. Like, the wings themselves weigh about... Oh gosh, these things weigh like around 50 pounds or so. Actually, no, I'm wrong. These are 80 pounds.
Holy cow.
So these are basically like jetpack wings?
Not quite. There doesn't seem to anything like to propel it.
It's not flying, it's falling with style.
Hell, dude, I'll wear them.
But somebody else can also make an intelligence check to kind of know what this is. That seems like it's too heavy.
Yeah,
That's not the
I'll
right
do a
weight.
check.
That's not the right weight for this, but nat 1 for Telwyn.
Yeah, she's not feeling very
14.
intelligent.
It's hard to tell on these things. Like, this is some strange kind of apparatus. Everything in this crypt itself is very odd. Like, it's very, very strange stuff in here.
What color are the wings?
The wings themselves are kind of a reddish color. The rest of it is like this mahogany wood, but the wings are like a little, like a maroon red.
Can I put them on?
Yeah, you can start putting them on. There seems to be straps to attach them to yourself, and then like a little lever that attaches to the wings.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them on like nobody's business.
Okay. So you attach this to yourself. Meanwhile, down below,
I want to lift, since it's nat 20, I want to like lift it very carefully so as not to disturb anything inside, but still hoist it up if possible.
Okay. As you lift the lid, you are doing this as quietly as possible, just inching it up. And inside, you could see a body. Let's see here. It looks like it's wearing this rusty old chainmail. It's also holding a sword in a hand. They look like they're wearing some strange family crest, but you don't recognize... I don't know if you recognize the crest. You might, if you roll a history check.
Does that just anybody make a history check, or?
It'd be
Nobody
me.
else is down here right now. This is like 40 more feet below where you guys are now. Mountain's going like all as above, so below on y'all.
I doubt I recognize it.
No, with 11 you don't recognize this sigil.
Is this your body, Viscopa?
No. I'm gonna have Viscopa roll any kind of check to know what this is going on down here. I should probably have this pulled up already. Okay, Viscopa, what do you know? Specifically about history. Viscopa knows. That's a nat 20. Oh, yes. I do know this. Would you like to know?
Sure.
Okay. Well, this is the remains of a certain family. The Indibak family. They swore to avenge him. You see, unfortunately, it was Indibak who attacked Strahd, and Strahd just kind of mercilessly wiped them all out and killed all of them pitilessly. This seems rather bad, and I suggest we don't make too much noise.
Good idea. You don't suppose your body's down here?
I highly doubt he would put it with the. I highly doubt he would put it with the Indibak family.
I'm gonna trust that. I'm gonna slowly lower the lid and then fly out of here.
Okay. That's really smart. I'm so glad you got a nat 20 on that check.
Ah, how do I get out of here?
I'll move you.
What was left over in the crypt?
It
was just a scepter, right?
Yeah, there seems to be. It's like this weird looking scepter made of metal and wood at the same time. It looks like there's some kind of like. It almost looks like, you being a crossbow expert, it looks like there's a crossbow trigger attached to it.
Oh, no way. I'm totally looking at this thing.
Yeah, you can make an intelligence check on this as well.
Okay, I have to wait to load in. I accidentally exited.
I'll fly back out and I'll take the lantern from Osmond. Thank you very much, Osmond. That was very helpful.
I'm always a fan of helping people.
Can I just leave the lantern going, but like kind of... Yeah, I'll just leave the lantern going. I don't have it in my hand.
Yeah, you can keep it going. With a 16 intelligence check, you have... Oh gosh, this would actually probably be a little bit lowered for you then. Since you're like an expert with crossbows, like you have specifically crossbow expert feat.
Yes,
This
I
is
do.
specifically kind of the same trigger that you would use on a crossbow to fire. This looks like this is supposed to fire something out of the scepter. Specifically. Like it has pretty much the exact same trigger you'd find on a crossbow.
Can I, is there any sign that there's some ammo loaded into it or anything that's loaded in or placed to load it in, like a breach? Or
Make an investigation check. Not that you can tell. You could. It's kind of heavy, and you look down. It looks like there's just this long barrel that you can look down. Nothing that you can see. It's like kind of pitch black down it. You could hear some kind of rattling as you shake it, and it looks like there's also like this strange inverted trigger on the back of it as well, on the, like the very back end of it.
Absolutely damn peculiar, but I love it. I don't know what it is, but I just feel so drawn to it. He like holds it up and strikes a pose. There is something special to this. I really like this man. I don't know who he is, but goodness, the things I could have learned. Duncan will take that, and he will also take the pouch.
Okay, full of the black powder.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, Being a tinkerer, you rolled an 18 on that, right?
I believe so.
Okay. With an 18, you'd actually, I have to retcon that. You would probably know what this black powder is. This is,
There we go.
when mixed properly and ignited, this is a very explosive powder. Caused for, usually it's used for like demolition and the likes. But you've heard in some circles people have managed to compress it in a way that could be fired at other creatures or targets to cause significant damage to them.
We have a black powder rifle now, boys. He will sling it over his shoulder.
You have no idea how to use this thing, but it's here.
But he can figure it out.
I can figure it out.
Alright, shall we press forward?
Let us.
Okay, so you move forward even more.
Any particular way, Viscopa?
We just need to go north, just a little bit further. I should be just past these crypts here, to the left.
Does anybody feel like opening this one? I've already done a couple.
You can take a look at this one if you want.
Sure, let's open it.
Okay.
I really think we should hurry. Irina may not have much time.
Well, we also promised him that we'd find his body.
Yes, and look at all the fun things we've found. I don't know what this thing is, but it fills me with such delight.
This one also is open. The stone slab is just lying on the floor. Its inscription itself is obscured by the fog. There is a skull, some bones, and a few bit of rusted armor lying atop a marble slab with a leering stone gargoyle squatting at each end. If you wanted to like look, it looks like there's an epitaph on the slab on the floor, but it's hard to read through the fog.
I put the lantern up to it.
Okay. As you put the lantern up, you can see it reads, Endorovich the Terrible. What the blood of 100 wars did not do, the spurn of a woman accomplished.
I'll put the lantern up against the crypt. Or the coffin or whatever. You see anything in here?
It just looks like there's these gargoyles over
No,
top.
I was talking to Viscopa.
Oh. I could see if I know anything about this.
I was asking about your body. You recognize it?
This is not me, no.
Alright, then I'm going.
Okay. Yes, onward, I guess. Are you looking at this one or keep moving?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This one says Duchess Dorfinia Delisnia.
That you, Viscopa?
Definitely, probably not him. I don't think he was ever a duchess.
I am not a duchess. I think this was someone that Strahd fancied at one point, maybe have courted.
Oh, perhaps she's rich. There could be gold in here.
From what I remember, she was quite rich. But it wasn't the riches Strahd was after, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Yes.
I don't get it.
You will with age.
I am very old.
Oh. Maybe you won't then. Yes, well, this is certainly not mine. Are we pressing onward?
I would like to.
Okay. Onward.
Nobody wants to check? No. Fine.
It's up to you. Whoever wants to check this can check.
I feel like I'm pushing my luck.
You've gotten very lucky so far.
What kind of a check do we need?
To open it? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
To open it, it's a strength check. Athletics. I can move you to where they're at.
Can I do acrobatics?
Not to lift this, no. This is like pure strength to lift this stone slab. It's like Jesus' tombstone slab.
Yep, and that wasn't moved with hands.
I'm going to secretly do it.
Okay, that's a strength check. Athletics.
Yes, athletics.
We have these two before we get to the gate over here.
17 is actually enough.
Oh.
As you push the stone aside, you just hear the groaning of the stone. I need to move the door.
That's mighty impressive.
Yeah, you just see this like scrawny bird just like push this stone slab aside as he looks inside.
I look to Rocky, look back to the door, look at Rocky, and look back at the door again. Do you want to go inside? Oh.
Rocky Hudson goes inside.
Okay. Inside, you can see a skeleton draped in rags, lying atop a marble slab. Hanging on the back wall is a quilt depicting a royal feast.
There's a feast in here? Or a tapestry of a feast?
Yes, there's a tapestry of a feast.
Is there anything else?
Just the skeleton, just in rags.
I tip my hat to the skeleton.
Can I see if I
Ma'am?
notice anything about the skeleton?
Yes. You can make an investigation check on it.
I would like to assist if I can.
Just smelly rags on top of it. You can tell that the slab itself could possibly be pushed aside, that it's lying on top of. Just seems weird that a duchess is covered in rags, but other than that, it's just nothing of
May I
nothing of value.
investigate?
Yeah.
While I'm in here?
Yeah.
Ooh.
With an investigation, you notice now for sure that this is literally just something laid on top of what looks like a further tomb. These are servants' rags that this skeleton is draped in.
So there's a slab that you can push to the side, so this is basically like somebody got trapped trying to close the door to it?
Possibly, or just laid to rest on top of it. It looks more so like it was laid to rest on top.
Got it. So there's a slab that goes to something deeper below.
Yeah, it looks like more so like a 6 foot wide, or not six, a 6 foot in length, like 3 feet tall slab.
So this slab needs to be moved, is what I'm hearing.
It's up to you.
Well, I look down to my scrawny little halfling arms, and I take a deep breath, and I go to move a slab to the side.
That's an athletics check.
Oh, I bet
Can I
it is.
assist?
Yeah. 8 from Oz.
8.
Rocky, did you want to assist? Oh,
He
6.
just did.
Okay,
I
so
gotta-
you go both.
We got this.
Both with your combined pressing. There's no budging or movement at all from the slab. It's just, you put all of your strain and weight into it, and nothing.
Do we have any way to get behind this slab? Can you, Rocky, can you peer behind the slab? I have seen you move through the shadows. If it's dark enough, could you maybe get behind it? See if there's something behind?
It's pressed. It's
actually-
pressed up completely against the wall. It's more so like the slab is like it lifts up.
Oh, it's a vertical upward lift.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Are there any
It's
cracks,
kind of like
slab?
a box that you would.
Are there any cracks that he can see through?
There's like a slight crack. You'd need to like be able to lift it enough to like see through it though.
Can I do a strength check to see if I can lift it just enough to see it?
I'll help if I can. We're just gonna, actually, let's do some simple machines. I have a rapier that, I'm fine with. I'm gonna just wedge that in the crack and see if I can potentially do a little bit of some wedging here.
Okay.
Get a lift.
I'll say rapiers are like really thin though.
Yes, they are.
I have a stick.
I'll say the check is slightly lowered, not by much.
If we have a stick, is that better? If we have like a large branch? It's probably not as thin as a rapier.
It'll also slightly lower the check, just a little bit.
Alright. Alright. Just strength, you said, or athletics?
This is athletics.
Okay. Ooh.
15 is just enough. That's 15 is the exact DC that I set.
Woo.
So you.
I want to drop down to my knees, look under it, like bamf in there.
Okay, you bamf in. So
Yeah,
as he
bamf
lifts
in.
up, you instantly bamf, and you come just like sprawled face to face. Your head just like implants into something soft, and it feels kind of like skin. And as you bamf into it, you look up slowly. You see a face. The eyes open, look at you. You hear, and fangs just protrude down from the mouth. And she's gonna reach out and grab at you, Rocky.
I love it, dude. I love it
I
so
want
much.
to bamf out as
This
a
is-
bonus action.
This is the best thing that could have happened.
Hold on.
This is the best opportunity.
Dude, I am so glad I stuck with my gut intuition. I did not want to be the guy who sprung the next trap.
Okay. Here we go. It's just gonna grasp at you, Rocky.
Oh.
Fuck.
No, it's a
Whoa.
12. That doesn't hit my AC.
That's a 12, so no, it just barely misses you. As it tries to reach out and grab a hold of you. I'm gonna say you could probably bamf out now. Just
Yeah, I'm gonna drop down, bamf out, and say in Albio's voice, thumbs down for kill, and like fucking run out of there and take my stick.
I take and my rapier, I close the wedge.
okay. That's it's kind of like shifted to the side. I'm gonna say I need you to make a. I gotta make a dex check versus this thing's dex check to see if it gets out before you can close it.
Ruh-roh, Raggy. Alright.
What's this one? What's the inscription on here say?
Right now.
Can you imagine there's just Mauton, like, there's like screaming going on around the corner, and Mauton's just there,
I'm
like,
kind of
with
like
his-
leaning. I'm
Yeah.
leaning in, like reading.
As you lean in reading this, you read, "Lady is sold Yunk, purveyor of antiques and imports," and then all of a sudden you just hear a screech come down from the south. So that's a dex check from Osmond to try and close it before this thing makes its dex check.
Yep.
Alright.
Already put in.
Alright.
What in the nine hells was that?
Oh no, where did you? Here we go.
When he says thumbs down for kill, that means that something bad is there.
That's an 18.
Whoa.
So it hops out.
Wait, from this little crack?
No.
It dug itself from the little crack we put in it.
How
That's
big?
why-
Okay. You
We
see-
just wanted him to see in so he could bamf in.
gonna say-
We could not open this
Okay,
thing.
I'm gonna say in this moment, it's reached its hand out at this point as you're lowering it. It's gonna try and make a swipe at you as this lid comes down.
It will try.
It will try.
I want to hit it repeatedly with my stick.
It will succeed, I think.
I feel like actually no. I need to roll this with disadvantage because it can't actually see you.
I'm blinded to it currently because it is an arm
Okay.
digging out of a
So
grave.
that's a 25 and a 26. So the 25 is the disadvantage.
Huh. Fun.
You take a total of 18 cold damage as this arm reaches out, and your strength score is reduced by 6.
Holy cow.
But as you lower this coffin lid, it slams down. You see the arm just fall down into the ground, kind of flopping a little bit, and then just go still.
Can I take the arm?
What are you gonna do with an arm, dude?
I want to grab the arm off the ground and smack the coffin and just say, thumbs down for kill, and smack it over and over again. And then tuck it into my cloak.
What in the bloody hell is going? Oh my goodness! He just sees like the
Is the arm still here? Like, still trying to swing around wildly at people?
No, the arm just like got cut off as you lowered the slab down
Oh.
and completely crushed it because this thing has like no strength whatsoever and just snapped it.
Osman will proceed to collapse to the floor, for he now also has no strength left in his body.
What did your strength get reduced to?
It's 3 currently, so
Ooh.
that's cool.
As soon as I hear Duncan's voice, I'll turn around and use the arm to wave at him.
Put that down! What are you doing?
Rocky will shrug, and then he's going to cast Healing Light. I have a Healing Light thing I can do for Osmond.
What does this do?
Go ahead and roll a D6 for healing.
Okay.
I call upon Desna to heal your tired bones, and
3.
heals you.
You get 3 hit points back. Your strength score is still 3 though.
You got fucked.
Some of these crypts have good things, some of them have really bad things.
I am pretty, feeling pretty, lightheaded at the moment.
He kind of pats his head. And then we'll say, thumbs up, but keep alive.
All things considered, though, Rocky, that was still a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
There's still a quilt in here.
Yes,
Yeah,
there
I'm a
is. I was
quilt.
looking over at the tapestry as I'm laying on the ground, barely able to move my head.
It's a green tapestry
Rocky
with like golden inlay of nobles just eating at a table.
Rocky pats Osmond's head again, and then just takes the quilt, and rolls it up and attaches it to my back.
You wear it like a cape?
No, it's kind of like a knapsack on my waist underneath my cloak, so it looks like I have a hunchback.
Okay.
What does
Rocky
everybody
has a
want to
little
do?
bit of pride in his appearance. Okay.
How are you, Osmond? Do you think you can continue?
If I am carried or dragged,
Come here.
it
Come
kind of
here.
hurts
I'm
to
gonna pick
move
him
at
up.
the moment.
I'll pick him up.
Give me like 20, 30 minutes to get back on my feet. I feel like I'll be okay, but currently I am feeling pretty bad.
I'm just gonna cradle Osmond in my arms and I'll kind of rock him, bounce him a little bit.
I just need a short rest. And I'll be okay.
And
But,
I'll hand him my water skin as well.
If you guys want,
Oh.
you could take another short rest down here.
I'd rather not stay in this place any longer than we have to. Perhaps we
Yes.
could wait till we get to the other side. We're so close.
The door is literally right over here.
hey, that's all right. Okay.
Oh wait, just to the left now, at the far end.
Right here?
No, the left.
To the
farther.
left.
Left is over here. Wait,
Yes, this way.
the left?
Yes, this way.
This
Here we
way.
go. So you pass by
This
another crypt,
left.
and then right here, on this one, right here, it looks like still another crypt. This one says, "Herein lie the ones who walk the path of pain and torment.
This sounds inviting.
This is the way forward."
Can I do an insight to see if he's like telling the truth on this one? Because this is really sketchy.
Yeah. Uh, 16?
Yes.
As far as you can tell, I mean, he's a skull. It's hard to, like, make out facial features on him. But he hasn't steered you wrong so far. Doesn't seem like he's trying to, like, manipulate you to do anything that he would know to lead you towards harm.
Yes. Yeah, I suppose that's true, because he needs us. Can I take a perception just to, like, to listen if there's anything on the other side?
Yeah, roll perception. 12. You listen up against the slab.
Yeah.
Don't really hear anything on the other side.
Might as well take a look. This will push it open.
Okay, that's another athletics check. Okay, you strain against it. This one, it takes a little while, but you finally budge it open. It seems to be used before already, like it's been moved a couple times, and you slide it out of the way. It seems to slide. It's still heavy, but it moves slightly easier than the slabs on the other crypts. And you can see this long hallway leading down into the west. The entire floor is blanketed in a thick fog. Let me see if there's anything else to this actually that I should describe. The surface itself looks kind of slick with moisture. The ceiling is just a little bit under 6 feet high. It's like around like 5'10". It's like just like barely cutting it for 6 feet. And you can see this fog just limiting visibility. Just like it's kind of like pea soup. Okay. We must be very cautious in here. Very, very cautious.
Gentlemen, my dear, ladies first.
Now,
Certainly.
before you go, the hallway is slightly trapped. Just slightly.
How slightly?
Well, it kind of shoots you further underneath the castle if you trigger it. The only problem is the trap moves.
And by under the castle, do you mean like buried or?
To another layer underneath the castle.
Okay.
Where is this trap? Is it a pressure plate, some kind of thing on the ground?
It's a section of the floor that opens up and swallows you, more like.
Is it visible?
If you find it. It looks a slightly different color than the rest of the floor, but it kind of shifts depending on timing. It's kind of.
I can't see a bloody thing in this hole.
Yes.
Here.
It swallows you up and leads you into more of like a prison.
Alright, everybody. Follow me, and I'm gonna. Said, how tall is the ceiling? Just like
barely reaching 6 feet.
Cool. I fly, like not like a foot, not even like a couple inches off the ground.
Yeah, it's a little difficult with the height of this room, but you can kind of manage to fly a little.
Yeah, but it's like a little wide enough and all that, and I can just kind of flapping just to keep like maybe like.
I was gonna suggest you try to use your wings to blow away the smoke.
Well, I have a lantern.
Okay, that works too.
Yeah, so you shine the lantern through, kind of.
I'm just kind of shining it at the floor so that people can see.
So as you make your way slowly through, you kind of just inch your way forward. I need you, with the lantern, go ahead and make a perception check with advantage. Actually, no. This would be a perception check with disadvantage, but the lantern will cut that out, so it's just a straight perception check.
Everyone, or just Mount 10?
Alright, 18 is enough. You go forward, and as you shine the light along the ground, you see around at this point over here. I don't know if you could see that at all. Well, hold on.
Well, yeah, I don't have any light. Yeah, I don't have any.
You can set it so it's a cone too. I don't know how to do that, but you can actually do the lantern line of sight.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Let's just do that for now. So around over here, you can see there's a point in the floor that's a different color than the rest. So like most of the floor is like
right
this,
here.
Yeah, like right here. There's like this bluish color to the stone, but right around here, it turns a little bit more deeper gray.
Careful over here.
Everybody get along this bottom wall, or this southern wall.
Whatever you do, don't step on different colored stones.
Be mindful of the color stones.
So I'm gonna say, as long as you're
Fly
like
over it.
as long as you're shining the light, everybody can kind of see where these stones are.
Yeah, I'll fly past it and then move the light. Let it.
Yeah. Rocky, do you want me to move you over that way so you can see?
Yes, please. Sorry, I'm a little low.
You see yourself?
Beautiful, thank you.
Okay. So yeah, right over here is where the stones start changing different colors. You manage to find like footing where like the colors are the rest of the hallway, and manage to avoid the points where there are separate color from the rest, and manage to bypass this area.
There we go. Are there multiple of these?
Well, it will shift at some point, so I would suggest we just keep moving. It's like one segment, and it just kind of changes spots periodically.
Gotcha.
Let's keep moving then, but keep your head on a swivel.
So, as you move about, you see the colors change from where you were shining that light as he's like even talking, and that area is normal colored now.
Moving forward, shine a light on the ground.
Okay. You keep moving forward. Everybody's moving forward. Do you want to like make another perception check on the ground?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. 21. You can see as you like go down this hallway, the rest of this is the regular color that the floor should be, and you see it. The hallway makes a turn to the left, going south and downwards. It goes downwards about like 10-15 feet, and you can see another doorway. Alright, so now you're at this doorway over here.
Alright,
Alright, let's get this thing open.
Investigation to make sure the door isn't trapped.
Sure, go for it.
Sure.
Not as far as Talon could tell.
Yeah, with a 6, it seems alright. You don't notice anything about the door in particular that stands out. It's just kind of a standard wooden door. Nothing to see like what's beyond to the next room. But there's just like a little latch handle that you would pull to open.
How about perception to listen at the door?
Yeah, go for it. Doesn't seem to be anything that you can hear in the next room. You press your ear up against it, try listening for any kind of sound. Don't hear anything.
Seems all clear to me.
Alright, let's open her up.
Alright.
Ooh.
As you
Right.
open up the door, you can see this room is about 30 feet square, and rising to a 20-foot tall flat ceiling, there is a stone brazier burning fiercely in the center of the room, but its tall white flame seems to produce no heat that you could feel whatsoever. The rim of the brazier is carved with 7 cup-shaped indentations, spaced evenly around the circumference, and within each indentation there's a spherical stone, about twice the diameter of like an eyeball, and they're all colored crystals. You should be able to see like the different colors on there too. So all of them are a different color completely. Overhead, there's a wood-framed hourglass, about 10 feet above the brazier. It's about 4 feet tall, and it is suspended from the ceiling by thick iron chains. All the sand is stuck in the upper portion of the hourglass. It doesn't seem to move down to the bottom portion of the hourglass itself. And written in glowing script on the base of the hourglass seems to be writing in common. You can also see to the left and to the right in this room there are 2 9-foot tall iron statues they seem to be of knights riding on horseback, swords drawn, standing in deep alcoves facing the brazier. I will actually go ahead and put the writing on the brazier up. One moment. So you should see this here. It says, cast a stone into the fire. Violet leads to the mountain spire. Orange to the castle's peak. Red if lore is what you seek. Green to where the coffins hide. Indigo to the master's bride. Blue to ancient magic's womb. Yellow to the master's tomb. As you look at this brazier, Rocky, I want you to make a wisdom save.
I'm so good at those.
Viscopa, does this mean anything to you?
Yes, I remember creating this specifically. Oh, fantastic. I forgot all about this. Although some of this has been changed slightly. Not all of them are the same that I made them. Very curious. I wonder who made the changes to it. This was powerful magic. Rocky, for a
21.
second, you feel like this tugging in the back of your mind. You're not sure what this is, but you just hear like these whispers in your head saying, grab the stone. Grab the stone. Yes. Red. No. Blue. Grab the blue. And you just kind of like wave it aside.
Yeah, tell that stone to go fuck itself. I ain't about to deal with that shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't have thoughts.
So is this a teleportation, I'm guessing?
That is exactly what it is. See, you light the brazier, then cast a stone into the fire. The different stones lead you to different places, although a few of them are a little bit changed from when I was here. I'm afraid we don't need this room right now, but I used to use this chamber for going to various places at the drop of an instant.
You don't suppose one of these could take us to where we need to go?
Some of them go to various places in the castle. Some of them go to various places in the land. But the ones that take you to places in the castle... Let me see here. Let me see if I remember the verse correctly. Yes. Violet, orange, and red. Yes. You know what? We need the orange. No, not the orange. The red. Oh goodness. Maybe it was.
It says indigo to the master's bride. Wouldn't that be where he's keeping Arena?
Possibly. I did not set that verse in there. I do remember one of them led to a study on the third level of the castle. One of them led a little bit higher, I think.
When you made this contraption, where did Indigo lead?
Oh, when I made Indigo, it led somewhere underneath the castle.
This all together and walk. Where do we go from here to find the bedchambers?
We must... Now we can go upwards. If we were to take this door right over here, and he starts nodding over, his eye just like shifts over to the door in the north east section. If we take this door and go upwards, we should be where we need to go.
Then I say we don't risk magic.
I mean, we could get lucky with the brazier.
I haven't really been that lucky today.
I don't trust luck.
Where do these other doors lead?
One leads to the next level up. This one right here that we are facing leads to the... It should go up about up to the 3rd level. And, oh, down below to the south, you don't want to go down there. That's the, well, the amusement chamber.
Let's just find Arena.
Okay.
The amusement chamber, you say, huh?
Yes. The master was fond of having people fight. And sometimes he would have him and his, his subordinates watch for fun.
Such a charming fellow. Such a charming fellow.
Let's just find Arena.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we just need to go this way. And he's pointing to that northeastern door.
Yep.
Investigation to check for traps and perception to listen to the door.
Yep, you can roll both. With a 6, seems pretty fine. 19 perception. Can't hear anything from the other side at all. Not a sound. You can hear a bit of a draft of like the wind, but that's about it.
Well, I'm trying to go through the door and it won't let me.
Oh, I have to move the door. I just was waiting for someone to say they were opening it.
Yep.
Okay, I'm opening the door.
Click, darn you, click. Aha. Alright, so this looks like another stairway, just ascending upwards. So, are we ascending?
Yes.
We are ascending.
Okay, let me move the map. And I will also need to move your tokens once more. I know we're getting close to the end. I'm just gonna wrap it up in just a little bit.
Meaning he wants to bring us to the next cliffhanger.
Okay.
Like creak the door open.
Okay. You slowly creak the door open.
Poke my little head out.
Okay. So you poke your head in. This looks to be like some kind of lounge area, or some kind of study mixed with a lounge. You can see there's a blazing hearth fire filling the room. There's a nice warmth actually in this room. You can see the walls are covered with ancient books and tomes. Everything is like completely in order in here. It's very lavish, very well kept. The stone floor is concealed with a thick, luxurious rug. There's a large table waxed and polished to like a mirrored finish. It's just really well kept room. There's burgundy colored chairs with padded leather seats, black cushions. There's a giant painting of a red-haired woman on the wall itself. There's rolling firelight illuminating the room. The portrait itself looks like Arena, just in regal garb. But strangely enough, you see a figure sitting on the couch, on one of the couches in here. I want everybody to make a stealth check.
Do we still
Unless you don't
have
want to
Pass
be
Without a Trace?
Oh gosh, I think at this point it's probably just coming to an end. I'll let you have it. Well, hold on, no, it's been more than an hour. Pass Without a Trace has ended at this point. If you want to spend a key point, you can cast it again, Rocky.
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay. So Rocky's gonna spend a key point, cast Pass Without a Trace again, so everybody can add a +10 to their stealth. Telwyn with heavy armor, it'll be disadvantage. Nobody else is wearing heavy armor?
I'm not wearing any of them.
Okay. So, that is
I'm not wearing anything.
24 for Rocky,
17 for Telwyn, 25 for Mountain, 22 for Osmond, 21 for Duncan. Okay. As you creak open this door, you can hear a bit of a clinking sound. And actually, I think she notices a couple people, honestly. Alright, yes. She notices Telwyn. She seems to notice you. She notices you, Osmond. She notices you too, Duncan.
Oh, great.
And she looks over at you all. Well, well, well. What is this that I see here? And from the bag, you just hear, oh shit.
Sure, he's on my staff.
Yeah. Oh, he's just on your staff. Just, you hear from Viscopa just go, oh shit. And she kind of like perks up at hearing, oh shit. She looks around. Viscopa, darling, is that you?
I don't think this is arena, guys.
I'm gonna put my finger up to Viscopa's.
Yeah,
mouth.
we got the wrong place. Let's head back.
Yes, we should. If we, you're kind of like muffling him now a little bit. We should go. We need to go. Yes, she's a little bit.
I think it might be a little bit too late for that.
We have simply come for Arena.
She stands up. And why would I let you take the Master's prize, pray tell?
She's a rival for your affections, isn't she?
I'm not one of Strahd's. Well, not for quite some time anyway, and to be quite frankly, we all share him.
It's very strange.
Yes. Well,
But Arena wasn't given a choice.
she was given a bit of a choice. The Master asked her, and she said yes to coming with him.
She probably didn't know that she was being tricked into giving up her soul.
Probably. Who can tell?
Yes, well, delighted to make your acquaintance and everything, but where is she?
Not too far. Not too. Why don't you all come in and let's have a chat?
Why don't we just get the girl and go?
Very well. I'll lead you to her.
Really, just like that?
Just like that. Come along now. You too, Viscopa.
Duncan will kind of like edge into the room, keeping his distance and going around.
I'd like to make an insight check. Is she really going to take us to Arena?
Yeah, make an insight check.
I also do that.
Yes, everybody can.
I am going
Gross.
to not to because I can't have original thoughts and I take things as they are.
You could. I'd say you still probably can. You could like still insight people, Rocky.
This is more of like a gut feeling
Yeah.
than like I think that she might be.
24.
Okay, Duncan and Osmond, 6 and 11. Rocky 24. Does anybody else?
I got a nat one. This lady is
This lady's
the
telling
most
the
truthful lady I've ever met. I'm stepping right out and I'm going.
To all of you,
Well.
to all of you apart from Rocky, seems like she's being reasonable. She's just wanting no fuss. Rocky, to you, there's just something completely off about this. You could just, in the way that she holds herself, in the way that she kind of like has her eyes to the side as she says it, and there's like a bit of a smirk that peels up on her face. She is lying through her teeth right now to you.
Rocky is going to let out a bit of a hiss and get in a more defensive stance, and make it clear to his party that he does not appreciate such shenanigans.
You crazy, look, she's taking us right now.
Look at those eyes. Those eyes could never lie.
Rocky just glares and says, "Those eyes lie."
I'd like to use divine sense. Is she what I think she is?
Oh, yes, she is.
I can tell you for a fact she definitely is.
You can divine sense though.
Okay,
For like context,
Is she?
for context, this is what she looks like.
Oh, she's totally sincere.
So you reach out with your divine sense, and you definitely get the sense of undead coming from her.
Is there any particular reason why we should trust the word of a vampire?
No, not particularly. What other choice do you have?
So, I think it would be best if you go and have a seat again, and we'll find Arena ourselves.
I think it's best if you don't tell me what to do, you lying little bitch.
Whoa.
And she pulls out a dagger.
Okay. We're in this now, and Telwyn draws her flail.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna put out both my hands between both of them. Now, there is no need for any of that.
Yes, we can talk our way through this.
There is words, yes. We can most definitely talk. I'm sure we can both come to a mutual agreement.
You see her
Exactly.
Rocky
hear her giggle a
coughs
little bit.
and says,
You hear Lilith, or you hear the woman kind of giggle a little bit. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that I was dealing with a room full of pussies.
Rocky
it's not-
bound
goes
to
no,
and
the
it's-
service
it's-
of
hold
the
on.
Raven
Down.
Queen.
There's too many people talking right now.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? She just threw down at Telwyn, so Telwyn says, I am bound to the service of the Raven Queen, who teaches undeath as an atrocity. You will not interfere, or we will slay you.
well, I don't know about slay, but, look, I'm sure we can come to an arrangement. We don't need to resort to violence, I'm sure. There's
Do you
something...
understand the service of a god?
I don't really think that they should have as much authority as they claim to. Now, what might I call you, my dear?
Well, darling, you can call me Lilith, and you, if you're so interested, could you leave this rabble behind and we could have hell of a time to ourselves? And as she says this, Mountan, I want you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I like it.
Yep.
Wisdom
Figures that.
saving throw?
Yes, it's a wisdom save.
Whoop.
As this comes over you, you feel like you need to go with her. She's
Am I
intoxicated.
being charmed?
This is a charm. You
Can I
feel
use an action to end the charm?
as you feel this wave come over you, you feel this compulsion, you feel this intoxicating aura coming from her. She smells like wonderful. She seems like the most beautiful woman you've ever laid eyes on. All of a sudden, you shake yourself out of it and realize she was trying to warp your mind.
Now, there's no need to use that sort of magic.
Suppose not.
But, I would like to talk to you if you'd like. We can sit down and chat.
Is it possible? Hang on. Is it possible? Can I? I'm just trying to recall what Osmond would know about a vampire. Can I? Is there a way I could determine? I just want to know what conditions they might be immune to or resistant to,
Okay.
or anything like that.
Make a nature check.
Because I got a lot of stuff that is condition based,
Yeah.
and I'd like to know what stuff's going to be worthless.
I'm gonna say this is like a pretty high check just to know like resistances and stuff, but like with a really high check, I'd probably let you know like a little bit of it.
Would religion work? Because a vampire?
I'm gonna say this is more so nature rather than religion.
All right.
With a 16, you know that they have a little bit of an innate. Most of the higher up ones have more of an innate magic. You know that there are some like resistances they have for like affecting their minds. They typically are really hard to mess with their minds, to all but really difficult to all but impossible to affect their minds. Apart from like the abilities of
and
apart from the
anyway.
abilities of like clerics and some paladins.
Cool.
But you might get the sense of like it's very difficult to nearly impossible to mess with their minds in any way. So she looks at you, Mountain, and says, "All right, I'm willing to have a chat because I grow bored with my station here. I need a little bit of."
I'm gonna just come over onto this couch over here and sit on it. This side over here.
Okay. And she also sits down.
Yeah.
And I'm
gonna give like Duncan like a little like with my hand like a slight motion to like move along, like get everyone out, keep going.
Which way? Which way?
And I'm towards this door over there.
Yeah, that is the way that she was leading us. So Duncan will like look back to everybody else and just like shifty eyes to like everybody come on.
I'm gonna pass the scope over to Osmond.
She's gonna sit down over here.
Thank you.
And so you pass him over. Everybody starts walking. Mountain and Lilith go ahead and sit down.
I'm gonna sit cross-legged on this couch.
I'm actually gonna end the session right there. We went a little bit over, but.
Oh man. Good play, man. I hope she thinks you're still charmed.
She doesn't necessarily know that the charm is over.
Ended.
Yeah. Because I don't think that she knows somewhat how monks work, but she's more so.
She doesn't really necessarily know I'm a monk, though.
Yeah. So she doesn't really know in the first place, but also she's just used to everybody falling under her sway. And
yeah, and it's not like a.
She's used to
it's not like a spell thing that I'm using. It's just literally just like I just kind of. It's called stillness of mind. So my mind kind of just.
Yeah. So like it's not even
centers itself again
to her.